All right, looks like we finally got this going. Let's double check that everyone's on board. Start the music. All right, you know what? We're going to get right into it. There we are. I was having some technical difficulties. How you guys doing out there? Everyone in the chat? Yeah, I don't know what was going on earlier, but I'm going to jump right into playing this video here. The question is, who is Jennifer Howell? Johnny Depp team announces a new witness, and we've been talking about this witness for a few days. Hey, Greta. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Kat. So obviously there's no trial today. We're doing a little happy hour live stream for you guys. Dave Neal here. If you're new, nice to meet you. Stand-up comic. No legal expertise whatsoever. Just joining you guys as I watch and learn from this trial. So, as I've been talking about, we've got Whitney Heard here, Amber Heard's sister. She testified the other day and then was cross-examined on behalf of Johnny Depp's legal team, and they didn't press her that hard. They asked her basically just in front of the court to give her statement on what went down in the stairwell, why, Johnny Depp, all typical cross-examination stuff. They didn't put the dagger in her, and people were wondering what could it have been that led them to not want to do that, to not, strike when they could have. And then they just announced now that they're going to call a new witness, Jennifer Howell, who is Whitney Amber's or her former boss and close friend, which will be very interesting. So I'm going to play a little bit of this while we populate the chat and leave any comments. We'll get to them. We'll just chill.
Breaking news to pass along this morning, and that is that Jennifer Howell, she's a friend of Amber's sister Whitney, is going to testify in some form during the rebuttal case on behalf of Johnny Depp. And it's important because Jennifer Howell maintains that Amber's sister Whitney told her a much different version of what happened in the staircase event. And during Whitney's testimony, you notice, take a listen here, Johnny Depp's team brings up Jennifer Howell, and now it makes a little bit more sense. Take a listen.
You know who Jennifer Howell is, right, Ms. Enriquez?
I do.
She's the founder of the Art of Elysium nonprofit.
She is.
And you worked there for a time, didn't you?
I did.
Around May 2015, you actually moved in with Ms. Howell, right?
May 2015? Yes.
And you moved out of the penthouses because at that point you and your sister were fighting, right?
It was around the time that, he had accused me of leaking stories, and that was the impetus of me leaving.
And you testified earlier, I think, that he had asked you to sign an NDA, right?
At some point.
And that was around the same time that he was concerned you were leaking stories about their wedding to the media?
I believe so.
You and Ms. Howell were close?
We were.
Close enough that you lived with her for around a year?
I don't recall if it was that long.
And you confided in Ms. Howell, right?
About some things, yes. She was my friend.
You called her your chosen sister?
So at the time, you're like, wonder where that's going. Well, now we know. Jennifer Howell coming in, and she will apparently tell the jury a different version of the staircase story. Specifically, Jennifer Howell has said that Whitney told her that she was frightened that Amber was the aggressor and that she stepped in because Amber was the aggressor in that scenario. A much different story than she told the jury. Could be very, very significant for Johnny Depp's team because, let's face it, Amber Heard combined with Whitney Heard had some compelling testimony that moved the ball forward in their direction.
So we'll cover some more of that in a little bit here, but pulling up some different information. This is from Gellert Depp. Holy flip. Why are Johnny Depp's witnesses suddenly being threatened? Suspicious as hell. Not the first time either. Okay. Amber Heard's bestie was messaging people trying to get them not to testify a while back. Now, this is Jennifer. This is a tweet about Jennifer Howell, the lady in question. And again, I don't know if any of this is true, but it is a little sketchy. Jennifer Howell is speaking more about how she's being threatened by Amber Heard. An unidentified man broke into her house. So let's look at this thread. Anyone find it weird that a few Sundays ago my home was broken into between noon and 8 p.m. by someone who drilled through my door in bolt? I think that says. Yes, let me see if I can. Anyone find it weird? So but nothing was taken. And then the second post, yes, this is where they drilled. I live on the 10th floor of a building. We have a doorman. This is one of about 7 things that have happened since I started to speak the truth of why someone came to live with me after they lied under oath. So look, this is a civil case. The idea that this would actually be happening is wild. So here are some comments. Jennifer is the owner of Art of Elysium and was Whitney's, Amber Heard's sister's friend and boss. Whitney told her that Amber Heard was going to push her down the stairs, and then Whitney told her she was afraid her sister will kill Johnny Depp. This is not the first time Amber Heard intimidated a witness. Allegedly, we don't know. She filed a complaint against Debbie Lloyd to have her license suspended right before her deposition. Reporting Debbie Lloyd a few weeks before her deposition truly clarified a few things for me. My life's work was also fraudulently reported a few weeks before my second part of a deposition. Coincidence, intimidation, bullying, threats, attacks. So here's what Jennifer Howell had said, which it completely contradicts. And again, this will be shown in testimony. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Teresa. How you guys doing in the comment section? Good to see you. Just going through some stuff here that we talked about earlier. While Whitney was living with me, Jennifer Howell, she told me Johnny kept checking in to see how she was doing and that he called her sis and she called him brother. Whitney said to me on multiple occasions, Whitney's Amber's sister, that she did not know why he was staying in the relationship nor why he was putting up with Amber's abuse. Whitney shared with me the damage endured by both her and Amber as children and the injuries she had suffered from Amber, both psychologically and physically. Whitney was devastated during this time, and my heart broke for her. When Whitney came back from New York, I believe it was for Tribeca Film Fest, the Adderall Diaries premiere, or both, she shared with me and everyone in the office that Amber freaked out, attacked Whitney, and threw a wine glass full of red wine at her in the elevator. Now, it could also be the case that Whitney was telling her boss a story that wasn't true. It could have been the case that Whitney, no, we don't know that to be, and that might just, seem a little bit too far-fetched, but hey, both could be true. Let's go back to this court TV clip we were watching.
Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Karen Felicia Nance. She's in San Francisco, California this morning. I wanted to get your reaction first, Karen, and the significance of Jennifer Howell, because a lot of people thought, boy, I listened to Amber's sister Whitney and I kind of believed her. She was good on the stand. Someone like
this guy's a goofball.
Well, if believable, and she could make a difference.
I agree, Ted. I think it's exciting to see that we're going to have another witness that's going to actually contradict what Whitney said, because she was very credible and she indicated that she loved Johnny initially and that she was their, quote, marriage counselor. So I think that this is a good opportunity for Johnny's team to present some information that's contrary to what she's testified to.
And the groundwork that was laid by Depp's team on cross-examination of Whitney does establish Jennifer Howell as significant. Lived with her, confided with her, and Whitney Heard basically, helped them establish her credibility even before she either walks into the courtroom or is shown via either video deposition or a video Zoom testimony. How significant was that in that cross of Whitney setting up the end game?
What?
I think it was really effective, and it makes me wonder why Amber's team, knowing this information, why they wouldn't try to put in some stop blocks ahead of time or prepare the jury and give an explanation from Whitney's perspective that, yes, maybe I did say this to Jennifer, but I either was lying, I was either on cocaine. Knowing that this information's coming out, they could effectively have put up a defense for at least an explanation for Whitney. And the fact that Amber's team knows that this is coming, they should know that this is coming, why they didn't prepare Whitney to address it instead of just being blindsided is interesting to me. I don't know why they wouldn't do that, because
Is it just me? I've been trying to pause for 3 minutes, but every time they don't end their sentences. They just keep talking nonstop. Is this what I do?
that would definitely put the jury in a different perspective if Whitney had provided an explanation as to why she told Jennifer this information if it wasn't true. And so why they didn't do that, Amber's team is a big question that I have.
Oh, got it. I got it at the end. Anyway, all right. Teresa's commented, Dave is having a marathon day, 3 hours of Patreon, 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Woohoo. Yeah, this is, we're doing a lot of live streaming today. If you want to join the live stream later on, we're live streaming as we edit the vlog tonight, which is non-Johnny Depp related, although we can talk about it if you want. That'll be at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. East Coast time. That's free to anybody who's in the Dave Neal community on Facebook, or you can join the Patreon and join there. All right, so yeah, I guess the general consensus from people that are following the trial closely, they're saying, what is the game plan? You're like watching it play out. No one's revealing their deck. So we say, what's the game plan here with Johnny Depp's team not going hard on Whitney? I was going to call her Whitney Heard, when she was testifying. And now we know it's because they're going to bring in the boss, who's going to give a complete different testimony. So there's a lot of things that are happening right now. Either one side's lying a ton or another side is. And it's almost like we're watching one team play really good chess, which would be Johnny Depp's team. And it feels like, or is starting to feel like, Amber Heard's team is not that competent in this trial. Almost like they're being sort of like led down the wrong paths here, and too little too late, because, will they perjure themselves? Who knows? We'll have to see how it all plays out. Let's keep on watching this. I'm starting to turn into them. Can't find the end of a sentence.
Well, we'll see how that plays out next week. The other thing we're going to watch play out next week is the potential of Kate Moss coming into the courtroom, or again, making an appearance in some fashion. We don't know if she will or she won't, but the door was definitely opened for her to come in, because Amber Heard blurted out Kate Moss as she was recalling that staircase story. Let's listen to that and then talk about Kate Moss's significance.
I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him. And all of my relationship to date with Johnny.
All right, so we're going to watch that again. And we've obviously covered this a bunch if you've been following the channel here. So they, like I just said before, it's almost like a chess game where they know when they're given, they know, Johnny's team knows when they've been given extra information, extra ammunition to use. And that happens right now, where they literally immediately have a visceral reaction like, oh my gosh, can you believe Amber Heard mentioned Kate Moss, who now we can bring up later in the case.
Swung it.
All right, so let's just go back a little bit. Watch that whole thing play out.
I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him. And all of my relationship to date with Johnny, I hadn't landed a blow.
Clearly the reaction from Ben Chu and the team, very excited. Ooh, she said Kate Moss. If Kate Moss comes in and says, no, there was never any staircase incident, and Johnny never did X, Y, and Z, how effective could that be, Karen?
I think it would be very effective, because right now we only have Amber's story and some of Whitney's, but in terms of someone that's had an intimate relationship, we have Ellen Barkin. So at this point, the jury hears Ellen Barkin saying, yes, that he was always drunk, he was violent and throwing this bottle, and Amber's testimony, of course. So now we have someone else who's on that level, right, who's also an actress that's had a relationship, a physical relationship with Johnny, who's going to say something hopefully totally different from what we've heard from Ellen, whose relationship was a lot in the early mid-90s, whereas Kate Moss's relationship with Johnny, I believe, was more recent. So I think that it gives the jury some more reasonable doubt in this whole situation, because now we've heard from another individual who's been intimate with Johnny as well, who's very favored in the public eye.
What about Johnny Depp? Does he make a return in the rebuttal, or leave well enough alone and not risk putting him back on the stand?
Well, my understanding is that Amber's team is considering bringing him back on the stand. And I think that would be a big mistake. I think that he came across as very credible, very believable, and just even on cross-examination, and actually very entertaining. And so I don't see how it could benefit Amber's team to bring him back on. He's going to address the same any questions that they have or confrontations they have. I believe he would address it the same way he did on cross-examination. So I think that Johnny Depp's team would have to weigh whether or not they would call him as a rebuttal witness after, if Amber's team decides to call him. I think that the jury would love to see him again on the witness stand. I think that he would just maintain the same decorum that he has in humor, and I think he's been consistent throughout.
Sum it up for us. We're nearing the end of Amber Heard's case in chief. They're expected to rest on Monday. It was a good week for them, was it not?
I believe that it was a good week. We had some points where Amber's team didn't score very well, and that's when she just walked off the witness stand. The judge told her to return to the table with her attorney. She didn't do that. I think that this was the strongest week that she did have in terms of the presentation of her evidence by the witnesses, even though most of them were on video, which I do think for the jury, they'd rather see people in person. But I think that at this point, she does have a strongest case in terms of this week's presentation, but it'll depend on how they move forward with whether or not they cross-examine Johnny Depp or not, and how effective their closing argument's going to be.
Okay, so we've got a bunch of new people in the chat, so I just wanted to introduce myself. If you're new, my name's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of The Dave Neal Show. No legal expertise, just an audience member like you guys trying to learn a little bit. Stuff I didn't learn in high school that I should have. And we're at 1,835 people in the live stream, so thank you guys all so much. I appreciate you. These live streams are always demonetized because of the conversation Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. For whatever reason, every creator's been talking about they're getting their live streams taken down and all these other things. So we are funding these purely off of Super Chat donations, Venmos right above me. I appreciate you guys so much for all of that. So if you weren't caught up at the beginning of the live stream, Amber Heard's sister Whitney testified a couple days ago, and when it came time for her cross-examination by Johnny Depp's team, they asked her a lot of questions and developed a lot of rapport, but they didn't insert the dagger. They didn't have that kind of slam dunk moment, which is surprising because they've had it every other step of the way. They had it in their cross-examination of Amber. They had it when they testified, when they had Johnny Depp on the stand saying, I am the victim, right? So everyone was wondering, how did they mess that up? And well, it comes out they didn't. They're going to be calling to the stand Whitney Heard's former boss, her close friend, who's been saying all along, guys, Whitney is lying under oath. And I can prove it because I have 20 witnesses, right? So, hey, thank you so much, Daniel, for subscribing. I just got your notification right above. Really appreciate you. So we'll see. Oh, Roseanne, thanks for subscribing. We're at 1,900 live stream right now. So let's see if we can hit up 2,000. Make sure to hit the like button. So what happens, which we just played this court TV clip right here, is we're going to have Jen Howell on the witness stand. And she's going to say that Whitney is lying, and she's going to share her reasoning. We don't know if she's going to have any sort of evidence or whatnot. Jennifer Howell opened her home to Amber Heard's sister after she told her she was scared of her and tried to protect Amber, that is. And in return, Whitney tried to silence her and then called her a liar to the press, and then the intimidation and the threats. So it's very wild what's happening. So Whitney was like family to Jen. Jen was the boss and let her stay with her and all that. Hey, chosen sister, I'm so sorry for the late text. As you know, I'm in the UK for court. This is Whitney. Can you please call me when you have a chance, when you wake up? I've gotten some calls. And let's go to the next tweet here. Hey, chosen sister, I've got some calls from the Sun's legal team about you possibly getting involved in giving evidence to Johnny Depp's team. I told the Sun that there was no way this could be true, but I just wanted to talk to you no matter what. I love you. And let's see what the next text is. You are my chosen sister. That's what they call themselves, chosen sisters. You are my chosen sister, and I love you with my entire heart. I was served 2 subpoenas yesterday. I was questioned and just told them the truth as I know it. I would never lie in any court proceedings or anything else. My one and only concern in any of this is you. I have a letter I am writing to you, and I'm giving it to you tomorrow. I hope you know how much I love you, and protecting you is something I will always do. So Whitney's friend, her chosen sister here, Jen, says, I love you so much. I'm protecting you, and this is why I'm going to speak the truth. Crystal just subscribed. Crystal White, thank you so much. So it's one thing after another. Now, Jennifer, a lot of new people keep joining the chat right now. Amber Heard was in a fight in a staircase, allegedly, and we have stories from Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Whitney Heard, what Whitney Heard told Jennifer Howell. So we have 4 different versions right there, and there's a bodyguard version of what went down. So there are so many options to what actually happened. But when we look at the previous timestamps of people getting their story right, I personally am leaning on the side of what Whitney would have told Jennifer the first time being the truth, not her covering her tracks now. And the question becomes, Amber Heard obviously being sued for $50 million, but countersuing for $100 million. So if Amber Heard were to win her countersuit, her suing him for defamation, that would be a great financial windfall. Now, if Johnny Depp wins, chances are Amber Heard's not going to be paying Johnny Depp in the first place. I don't think he cares to have the money. So there isn't too much that will be lost on their end other than, probably getting shunned from the industry. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Anna Maria and everyone else. Appreciate you. We're almost at 3,000 people in the chat. So here's the email I wanted to bring up. Email to Whitney. So this is the email to Amber Heard's sister, Whitney, from Jennifer, her boss and friend and life sister or whatever they call themselves. I was just given the statement you made about me to the press. Wow, Whitney. If you want to call me a liar while you're lying under oath, then I promise you that I will prove in every way that I am not lying. You questioning my integrity, my honesty, the sincerity that I take with my word is desperate at best. Again, there are 20 plus people that heard everything that you said. I have opened my home, heart, life to you, and I've never been anything but honest and loving with you. I let you in when you told me you needed to be protected from your sister, Amber Heard. I love you, and I'm doing everything in my power to do what is right for you, and you call me a liar. Wow. That's from Jennifer Howell, founder of the Art Elysium and EB Studios. So pretty wild stuff. And this is from a couple years ago. So this information's been out there. And then here's a declaration of Vince Jolivet, ex of Amber Heard's sister Whitney and producer of the Adderall Diaries. He has testified how Whitney told him she tried to stop Amber from pushing Johnny down the stairs and almost got knocked down herself. So here's a declaration. And again, when was this posted? This is from last year. So this isn't even new stuff. Let's try to make this smaller if we can. I hereby declare under the penalty of perjury that the following is based on my personal knowledge and is true and correct. I am a producer of films such as The Sound and The Fury, In Dubious Battle, and Child of God. These were 3 of the hundreds of films that I and a staff of many people tirelessly made for James Franco at Rabbit Bandini Productions. We've all since thankfully moved on. In 2016, we shared offices with a charity, the Art of Elysium. At the time, Whitney was working there. Whitney and I became friends and then dated in the summer of 2017. She was an extremely hard worker, smart, easy to talk to, and nice. During a conversation we had in the spring of 2016, I asked Whitney why she had moved in with Jennifer Howell, the founder of the Art of Elysium, and who lived 2 floors above my office. She relayed to me a story about having to stop her sister, Amber Heard, from doing whatever to Johnny Depp, and in the process, how blank almost knocked her down a flight of stairs. So not sure why that's redacted there, but wild stuff. And I don't know, you guys tell me, I'm guessing a lot of people weren't even familiar with this actually being out there. Again, not an expert, just, stuff I've been watching along the way. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to stick with the live right now. I just want to give everyone a chance. If you're new, follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I've got stand-up shows coming up next week in Chicago, and then actually back in LA. I'm here this Sunday in Los Angeles at DNeals right there. And if you want to be a part of the private membership community, you can go to patreon.com/Dave Neal and check that out. So we're going to sift through a little bit more of these, some more of these documents that are in, but I'm going to go right now to the cross-examination of Amber's sister Whitney, where of course we will be trying to pick apart what was said, that she's either lying under oath or my guess is she could say, hey, I told, I'm telling the truth now that I'm under oath. And when I talked to Whitney, that's when I was lying, which of course would ruin her credibility in either direction.
I was in PH4. Amber and Johnny were in PH3. I believe Isaac was in 2, and Rocky and Josh were in 1. But the only ones that actually connected were 3, 4, and 5. So again, I was kind of sandwiched between where Johnny and Amber stayed and Amber's basically closet. So basically you had to cut through to get to one point to the other. So I was sleeping. I woke up to Amber in my bedroom saying, "Can you believe he's cheating on me?"
Objection, Your Honor.
You're not offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. Thank you.
Overruled. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Please continue.
She said something.
She said overruled. It's okay for you to say what.
Oh,
just
sorry.
Just briefly what you just explained.
I woke up to her saying, "Can you believe he's cheating on me? Your fucking brother is cheating on me." I got up. I told her to stay right there.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
It's not offered to prove the truth of the matter
That's
asserted.
overruled for that statement. Go ahead.
Please continue.
I instructed her to stay in my apartment while I go and talk to Johnny. So I leave PH4. I leave her in PH4.
And let me just stop. Are you sober, drunk? Have you been drinking?
Oh, rare occasions where I was sober. I was in the.
So she said rare occasions where I was sober. My guess is that she misspoke there. I think she clarified.
In the middle of the night, I was asleep.
So I'm sorry, I'm not sure that I understood your question. So you were sober?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Please continue.
So I go to PH5 where Johnny, Debbie, and Travis were all standing in the kitchen of PH5. I went down there to talk to him, and again, I can tell he's clearly drunk, and he has a bottle of alcohol of some sort in front of him as well. And again, he's talking to me about how Amber found these text messages between him and a woman called Rochelle, and then he starts saying that this woman was meaningless. It wasn't anything special. She's nothing special. But then he immediately shifted to, well, Amber pushed me. Amber made me do it. Yeah, of course I'm cheating on her. Whatever. And it suddenly became about Amber making him do it. At some point, then Amber is on the mezzanine level of PH5. So it's kind of hard to explain. So the kitchen's down here and the mezzanine's up here. So she's there, it's her little office nook, and she starts shouting at him, saying,
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
It's not offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted, Your Honor. She's screaming expletives at him. I mean, that's not offered to prove the truth.
Overruled.
Thank you. Please continue.
They're saying horrible things to one another. Fuck you. He's calling her a fucking whore, fucking cunt, used up trash bag, whatever. They were saying horrible things to one another. She was calling him old and fat. It was a fight.
So great point by Necrotic right here. Said I think this was known during the UK trial, but this event wasn't as important. It's more important in this trial because it's the only event where there is a third party confirming Amber Heard. Yeah. So exactly. Good point. There's a lot of he said, she said happening. We know somebody's lying, and you really want credible third party witness. And the question becomes, who's going to be more of a biased witness? Whitney Heard, who's been abused by Amber, her younger sister, or someone like Jennifer, who was the boss, who probably has less to gain from this. You would think that, she doesn't have any dealings with Johnny Depp. She would have less to gain. It's hard. It's impossible to know for sure. But as far as credibility goes, we'll have to see. I mean, the people having, like Jennifer having sworn affidavits that that Whitney's lying. That says a lot here. So here's our channel right now, by the way. I just wanted to give you guys a big thank you for everyone in the live stream. We have almost 4,000 people and a ton of new subscribers. Look how much this has grown in the last few days. So thank you everybody for subscribing. I really appreciate you guys out there. I'll follow this, and if we can get this number up to 1,400, we'll just keep going. I'm sorry, 14,000. So we'll just keep going on this Friday afternoon. My guess is a lot of live streamers are done for the night, and we're picking up the scraps. Anyone who's hanging out, we are here and happy to be a part of your day. Let's let this play a little bit longer before the cross-examination picks up.
We're saying really nasty things to one another. I leave them in the kitchen to go up the stairs. I was trying to calm Amber down, hopefully get her back into my apartment, and Debbie had come up with me.
And Debbie, who's Debbie?
Debbie was his nurse at the time.
Debbie Lloyd?
Yes, I believe that was her name.
Okay.
So we're with Amber on the mezzanine level.
I'm sorry, just so we know who where is. Is it you and Debbie that are with Amber, or is it?
Yes, Debbie, Amber, and I are all in the little mezzanine area. And as I mentioned, the mezzanine overlooks the kitchen and the living room. So Johnny then hurls a Red Bull can and it hits Debbie in the back. She didn't even react. She didn't really seem to notice. But I'm standing up there talking, or I'm standing up there, I'm at the top of the stairs with my back to the stairs. And that's when Johnny...
Hey, hello, Nova Scotia. Thanks for checking in with us. Everyone who's new, leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from all across the world.
Strikes me in the back, kind of just somewhere over here. He strikes me in the back. I hear Amber shout, "Don't hit my fucking sister." She smacks him, lands one, and then he grabs, at that point, that's when Travis runs up the stairs after Amber landed one. But by that time, Johnny had already grabbed Amber by the hair with one hand and was whacking her repeatedly in the face with the other as I was standing there. Travis pulls them apart. I get Amber into mine. I close the doors behind me and lock them. I then hear Johnny's voice shouting.
Never mind, withdraw. Okay, sorry.
I hear Johnny's voice shouting, I fucking hate you. I hate you both. You fucking cunts. You fucking whores.
Whoa.
And I hear crashing. I hear crashing and banging.
Hello, Georgia and England and Alberta and Essex, UK, North Carolina. Hello, everyone.
I then just moved Amber into the next room.
Ireland.
And I just kept her there all night. The next day, I go and I see her closet has been completely destroyed. Racks were overturned. Yeah, one of the clothing racks had been like tossed down the stairs. There was art off the wall. And down in the kitchen, there was broken glass. Like the place was destroyed.
Michelle, can you bring up Defendant's Exhibit 400?
All right, so here's where she's at. And now I'm just kind of going on the fly here. We've got another show that we love to check in on, the behavioral. Hold on, we have the body language guy. Let's just pull that one in right now. And here's what he had to say after watching her testimony. Of course, go check out his videos, Body Language Guy on YouTube. He's got a huge following, but just released this today. Behavior analyst exposes Amber's sister's stairs testimony. Let's have a watch.
In the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's trial, the most damaging testimony for Johnny's case so far is Amber's sister Whitney. More precisely, the part where she claims that she saw Johnny smacking Amber's face repeatedly. But you're about to find out why her recollections make no sense.
Okay, and also we know that these body language things, I'm not calling it a quack science, but it doesn't always mean everything. It's just, it's nice to know how people work, but at the same time, I don't think this body language would like hold up in court. But this guy's great. He knows what he's talking about.
Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and it would be great if you join us by just liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Let's get down to it. This statement is about the staircase event when Amber was allegedly defending Whitney from being thrown down the stairs.
Thank you for the super chat, Angie. I appreciate you.
Is that she's the only witness that claims to have seen Johnny hitting Amber, because nobody else has been able to claim that. And this is a clip where she makes that statement. Make sure you also pay attention to Johnny's reaction, because it will be important later on.
But by that time, Johnny had already grabbed Amber by the hair with one hand and was...
And like someone in the comment section said, like, oh man, how can they just lie through their teeth? And I'm like a lot of you guys, where I just maybe I can just be like walked all over, but like I take so many people for their word that I have a hard time telling any of them are lying. I know, even Amber, when Amber is like telling you about her story, people go, oh my gosh, can you tell she's lying? And I'm going like, I don't know. I guess I'm just like, prone to be ripped off. Maybe some people have that intuition, that BS meter that I don't have.
Whacking her repeatedly in the face with the other as I was standing there. Travis pulls them apart. I get Amber into mine. I close the doors behind me.
Every witness that Amber's attorneys have called to testify just repeat the same claims. Johnny's intoxication with drugs or alcohol, but no actual physical violence. But Whitney's unique statement stands out for very precise details that very quickly reveal contradictions. Like other channels such as My Pal and The Ignore have stated, when you compare Whitney's recollections with Amber's from the same event, they just don't match.
So what we're going to do here, I'm going to continue playing this in a second, but I just want to let all the new people know, one of the unique features that we have here on the Dave Neal Show is a voicemail line, which I'm going to open up in a few minutes. So if you want to leave a voicemail, you can call the voicemail line at 401-213-9828, 401-213-9828. Leave a voicemail. Let me know what you think about the trial, how it's going, who you think's going to win, where you're calling from, and you can call that number right now. I'm going to leave it on the screen, and I will play your voicemails. Try to keep them under a minute long. 401-213-9828. Let me move this super chat one down, and I'll put it right on top of there. And then I'll start on your voicemails in the next couple minutes. But let's start populating that right now. 401-213-9828. It's a Google voicemail number, so I won't be answering. It'll go straight to voicemail, and I'll check that in a few minutes.
Make sure you picture the scene in your head.
There, I'm at the top of the stairs with my back to the stairs. And that's when Johnny runs up the stairs. And I'm facing Amber. He comes up behind me, strikes me in the back.
And now listen to Amber talking about the exact same moment. Again, picture the scene in your head.
All of a sudden put herself in between Johnny and I. Her back was to the staircase. Johnny swings at her back to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her, and I don't even wait.
Well, the first thing that you might have noticed is that the two sisters speak in different emotional ways about this. But let's focus first on what they said. Whitney says that she's on top of the stairs, facing Amber, and Johnny runs up to her. Then, quote, strikes her in the back. Pay attention to the words used because they will be important later on. Now, Whitney herself stated that the times that she was sober were rare, so that could explain how she couldn't sense someone running up to her. Running up the stairs is no easy task, and it's noisy. You will have more than enough time to react. But according to Amber, quote, all of a sudden, Whitney put herself in between Johnny and I. But wait, wasn't Whitney in danger of falling down the stairs? How can that happen if she's between two people? So Amber, in less than 10 seconds, exposed herself, saying that Whitney was between them, and thanks to some very weird physics, she also was in danger of falling down the stairs. You know that if you commit perjury, you go to jail, right? Now, there's something even more interesting. Let's listen to Amber's recollection of the same events 6 years ago. As usual, picture the scene in your mind.
He was about to push my sister down the stairs. She was attempting to break us up. I am protective over my baby sister.
My thought was this, and we'll play this in a second. Now, let me see if I have enough room to reenact this. We're assuming it's a staircase, like there's one person on, like leaning back. What if they're all in the stair area? If they're all in the stair area, they all could potentially push someone down. I just don't see it as, in such a linear way. Also, there's security footage all over the place. How do we not have security footage of the one place where this fight might have happened? This is where it's starting to feel Jussie Smollett-ish. Remember, if we know Jussie Smollett, when he was accused of being attacked, he showed us up with a noose and he goes, oh my gosh, I've been attacked. And everyone's like, huh? And then of course the guys that were paid to attack him were like, yeah, he paid us to do all that. But that was the literal place where that attack, quote unquote attack, happened, Chicago, was in an area where there was no security cameras, right? So does anyone have any more tips or advice with regards to the security camera thing? Because like I said, I'm just a bloke watching it like you guys. I don't have any expertise or any backstory here.
When he laid hands on her, I don't know what I did, but I know I jumped in between the action.
Say what? Wait a minute.
He was about to push my sister down the stairs. She was attempting to break us up.
I'm at the top of the stairs with my back to the stairs. He comes up behind me, strikes me in the back.
He was about to push my sister down the stairs.
He comes up behind me, strikes me in the back.
Now, I'm gonna say something that must be illegal, but here it goes anyway. Even if this was expressly forbidden by the judge, the jury should watch these comparisons back to back. Because with so much fluff of pre-recorded and boring witnesses, I doubt they will have energy left to make these connections. To make things even worse for Amber, listen how she recalls how did they get into that position in the first place.
All of a sudden put herself in between Johnny and I. She just threw herself like in the line of fire or whatever. She just all of a sudden was there and was trying to get Johnny to stop.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to picture the scene in your mind because you wouldn't be able to.
All right, so we're going to break this up for a second. Isn't he a killer guy? This guy's just great. I got a ton of your voicemails coming in. I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, but I'm going to try. Let's go to one of our favorites. If you're new here, by the way, hello, I'm Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of The Dave Neal Show. We've also got Bachelor Nation News, a separate YouTube channel where we do essentially the same thing, and we have a lot of the locals watching right now. One of our favorites is Bruce. Let's hear from Bruce in Oregon.
Bruce from Oregon. Dave, let's see what's going on. It's TGIF. It's very good. I'd like to give a shout out to the jury managers or bailiffs in this trial who have to shuffle the jury back and forth, take their cell phones, give them snacks, give them notebooks, and basically for a month here, just manage a big jury. Those are the real heroes of this trial. That's my take. Talk to you later.
Bruce.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye. Bruce in Oregon. Thank you so much. Yeah, you almost want to have the bailiffs have the Fitbit on so we can see how much they're walking. They're essentially like kindergarten teachers. They have to take the jury, walk them out to pee, let them come back inside. That's it. All right, let's go to let's see. Is this Rochelle? Let's go to Rochelle.
Hi, my name's Rochelle. I'm calling from Ontario, Canada. Nobody's pointing out that 1 minute Amber Heard needs to wear glasses, but then when she's on the stand, she never has to use those glasses to read. Like, that's showing deception right there. Thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
we have some worrying about when she needs glasses. I don't know. Maybe she's nearsighted. I don't really know what her glasses are for. Can we get her obstetrician? Is that the name? Optician? Oh my gosh. I don't know what it's called. All right, let's go to our next voicemail.
Hey, Dave. This is Christine. I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, Christine.
Been watching your video. It's very good, short and sweet, to the point. But I, too, take people for their word. I'm the worst person. When we watch crime shows, I believe everything that everyone says.
Yes.
I always think, God, they're amazing liars then because they seem so realistic, just about everybody. So I'm with you. I'm not very good at telling them apart either, but I hope Johnny wins.
Yes, Christine in Columbus, Ohio. But I'd love to get back to Columbus, Ohio. They have a Funny Bone, a stand-up comedy club there I did years ago. But optometrist, thank you guys. you know, it's tough when you're live and you're having a brain fart. You don't know what's going on. My brain's got gas. It's a Friday afternoon over here. Anyway, I got a ton of voicemails we'll get to. We'll play some more of this clip right here. But yeah, is there a term other than gullible for people that just take others at their face value? Like what's the DNA? What's in my DNA? What helped me survive my genetic code by not thinking people are lying to me? You know what I mean? Maybe it's the privilege that I have that I'm not in danger if people are lying to me.
My name is Nick, and I think Amber's performance in Aquaman was abuse enough. She deserves to lose.
You cut the crap.
All right. Her performance in Aquaman was abuse enough. Thank you so much. Appreciate the phone call, Nick.
Hi, this is Kiki from the DMV. My idea is that it's really interesting that all of Amber's marks are on the right side of her face, and Johnny is right-handed, then the wounds will be on the left side of her face. And also she's describing, her sister's describing something that is impossible for him to be whacking on Amber on the stairs if his hand is in a brace or his fingers in a brace. So those things don't add up. Thanks. Bye.
All right. So I don't know. Could you slap maybe backhanded? Maybe the way he hit. Maybe, you know, I feel like I couldn't possibly. Yeah, I understand the point that if she has injuries on one side, why not the other? And you can look into all that. Hey, D Raven 31 with the super chat. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. This video is 100% demonetized, which is what happens when YouTube decides that certain videos shouldn't make any money, which is fine. So if anyone's out there wants to donate, Venmo at D Neals or super chats are always appreciated. Thank you for helping us keep the live stream going with your generosity. All right, we'll play a few more voicemails in a minute. Let's go to the rest of this video.
All that she does is gesturing, stuttering, and gives no details whatsoever about anything. She doesn't mention Johnny running up the stairs, but she does mention that Whitney was trying to make Johnny stop. Stop what? Amber isn't even precise about this supposed aggression. Now, back to Whitney's testimony. There are more than a few signals that suggest her statement was heavily practiced and rehearsed beforehand. Notice the time she takes to answer the following question.
I'm going to take you to April 21, 2016, Amber's 30th birthday party. Were you present for that?
I was.
Can you please describe to the jury what you observed that night?
It was her 30th birthday.
Shout out to Deirdre in South Africa. How are you?
Excuse me, really special.
She barely needed time to think the answer. Obviously, this happened when it was Amber's attorney asking the questions. You notice that the time between the question and the answer is so small that they must have rehearsed her testimony beforehand. When you listen to a question that refers to a moment in time, your brain first has to jump to that moment, assess the memories and emotions associated to that moment, and finally organize how are you going to answer. If you notice that someone answers this quickly, it's because they have already done this process. They have practiced. Why is it relevant to know that she could have practiced her testimony before taking the stand? Because that's when we go back to the first clip, when she was saying that she saw Johnny hitting Amber. And you can't help but notice something interesting with Amber's attorney at that precise instant.
But by that time, Johnny had already grabbed Amber by the hair with one hand and was...
Wow. So she's like a theater stage mom who's like, well, you know, the kids in 5th grade and they're like, okay, now you say this, you know. All right. So yeah, a lot of people have been asking about subscriber updates. We're at 13,556. Wow, we're at 13,715. So just crushing it with new subscribers. Thank you guys all so much for that. I really appreciate that. You know, we had if you look at just a couple weeks ago before the trial, we were at under 6,000. So we've doubled in size. Thank you guys so much for continuing to subscribe. And let's go back to the rest of this video.
Whacking her repeatedly in the face with the other as I was standing there. Travis pulls them apart. I get Amber into mine. I close the doors behind me.
Yeah, Elaine Bredehoff, part of Amber's legal team, was nodding repeatedly, almost enthusiastically, as Whitney recalled the events. She looks like a mom at a school presentation that nods and even moves her mouth when they see
I love that that's what I just said. I haven't watched this yet.
Her son on the stage after practicing so much at home. That's the body language of someone confirming that someone is acting as directed. And what a coincidence that it was this part of the testimony so damaging for Johnny. And speaking of Johnny, I told you to pay attention to his reaction.
By the way, I mean, this would assume, though, that the lawyer is in on the lie, which I don't believe would be the case. You know what I mean? I believe that the lawyer has to believe that they're telling the truth. I mean, you know, that's what lawyers do. Even, I guess the question, and let me know if there's any lawyers in the comment section, can you take on a case if you don't believe the person and still try to defend them? Because that is what the constitutional right is, right? All right, Sheldon with a super chat says, Dave, don't feel bad. There's actually quite a bit of behavioral science about the fact that our default is to be trusting of others. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Sheldon. Sheldon says, hey, You know, our behavioral reaction, it's supposed to trust others. Of course, you know, maybe, you know, although I have been burned a few times out there. So, you know, if you know me, you know my car battery was stolen 4 times in Los Angeles in the last 3 years, which I have some trust issues due to that. But I understand people, you know, live in a time where they need the money, you know. All right. So anyway, thank you so much for that super chat. Don't take my car battery anymore. Okay, let's go to the rest of this video. Then we'll play a few of your voicemails.
Because through...
All right, first though, Game Over says, as a lawyer, you can 100% take on a case of a defendant you do not believe.
Throughout the whole trial, he has kept a calm and collected attitude. As you can see, this really caught his attention, and for a very good reason. It's no secret that he helped Whitney overcome what Amber has been doing to her through all these years. So you can imagine how he could feel looking at her saying this. If the smack in the face had really happened, Johnny would have been the first to expect that Whitney was going to reveal that. But he was actually surprised because his eyebrows even went up for a brief instant. The only explanation of Johnny reacting this way, actually surprised, is that the smacking never happened.
Promise372 says, I'm a paralegal. We have to represent even guilty people, making sure they get a fair trial. And yes, sometimes we find out client is lying. Wow, very interesting. I guess, yeah, you can, you know, you got to just protect them, make sure they don't perjure themselves, right? I don't know. I did background work on The Good Wife and Law and Order, so that's my only knowledge of the court system.
He never hit Amber in the face. It must have a truly heartbreaking moment for him to realize that he has been surrounding himself with so many toxic personalities for years. But this is about to get even more messy with the fact that Jennifer Howell, a woman who claims to be friends with Whitney, recently surfaced online. Howell's declaration highlighted Johnny and Amber's staircase fight and that infamous finger injury.
So Lane said that she worked for an attorney who took on people he knew was guilty all the time. It was an eye-opener. I guess it would be for me, like, again, if I were a lawyer and I wanted to take on someone who I believed to be guilty, that's a tough moral place to be, because, I mean, imagine if it's a case like domestic violence. You know, imagine if it's a case, you know, where, you know, you want to do the right thing, but you know, the long-term right thing is for people to have the rights to a fair trial, and then the short-term right thing might be, if you believe you're against what, you know, we should all be pursuing of justice, right? But of course, there's probably a difference, right, between lawyers that think their client's lying versus lawyers that know for a fact their client is lying. Do we really think, and leave a comment, let me know. I mean, this could be part of my altruism that some of you are saying I have, which, you know, is my leaning on the side of trusting others. I trust you guys to subscribe to the channel. So my question is, do you think Amber Heard's lawyer is in on the lie? That's my question.
Howell claims that Whitney told her that Amber was violent and abusive towards Johnny, the exact opposite of what she said in court. I'm gonna be fully live streaming the final week of the trial in all my social media channels, so subscribe and hit that bell if you don't want to miss it. And if you want to refine your...
So he's great. We love this guy. So make sure, definitely, you know, I don't need to plug him. He's got a huge following, the body language guy. We'll check out some more of his content in a brief minute. Let's go back to, I'm jumping around. It's a one-man shop here. Let's go back to some of your voicemails that we have. Here's from Tammy Starr.
Hey, Dave. This is Tammy Starr. I'm from Newark, Ohio. I just wanted to know if anyone else has noticed that all of the bruises seem to appear on Amber's face on the right side.
Okay,
and
I think we got that already.
Right hand.
That's a good point. I already covered that one, so sorry about that. Let's go to Susan.
Hi, this is Susan. I'm calling from Pennsylvania. My observation is of a picture of Amber Heard where the right side of her face shows that she may have had an injury, and she was crying and upset and her face is red because of that. Then why on that picture is the left side of her face showing as a fully made makeup? So the right side shows an injury, alleged injury, and the left side is totally made up. That's my observation.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes. When we looked at the Photoshop in our last video, the 5 ways that Amber Heard lied, the images were the same exact images, which is different, you know, saturation and, you know, yeah. You wonder if they're going to bring that back because it's so obvious there. All right, let's go to Lafayette, Indiana.
Yo, my name is Israel Zavala. I go by Kung Fu Scuba Babe on the internet. I'm from Lafayette, Indiana. The main reason I think that Depp has a good,
I love your accent.
A way to win this case is some of the key evidence. There's the knife on the bed that the Law and Lumber guy debunked on LawTube on YouTube. There's also the Jennifer Howell's testimony that's going to come this Monday. I think that's going to be key to debunk Whitney. And then, what else?
Yeah, those will be huge.
And then just, I think the cross-examination of Camille Vasquez was I feel like she destroyed Amber personally. And, I wasn't really a fan of either one. I like Johnny Depp and everything, but, the evidence is just in his favor, I think. So, yep, thanks, bye.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And at the beginning of this trial, I think a lot of people believed it would be hard for him to win this. It's a lot to prove, after with everyone's, and he said, she said like that. There's no smoking gun in either direction, but there's definitely a sort of a story adding up of deception. All right, let's go to a few more comments. Kim in Ontario, you are next.
Hey, Dave, it's Kim from Hamilton, Ontario. Thank you for keeping me up to date on this trial. I am addicted. My personal
Of course,
opinion,
and by the way, thank you, Vandy, for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
is they're both going to lose, and the only reason Johnny's going to lose is because the way he spoke to Amber could be considered emotional abuse, but I don't think he ever laid a hand on her. Just my opinion. Hope everyone's having a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. I'll tell you what. Let me take a minute here. I'm going to play a little bit more of the sister's testimony because this is going to be big. This is going to be, when they bring Whitney, Amber Heard's sister, when they bring her boss onto the stand, she's going to deny a lot of this, which means somebody's lying under oath. This is illegal, and we're watching it play out. So let's just watch a little bit more.
Whitney, do you recognize this text exchange here?
I do.
Okay, and it's on March 23, 2015 at 6:57, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, could you describe, just
Objection, Your Honor.
identify it, please?
Yep, sorry, on hearsay grounds. All right, you want to approach? We'll just take a look.
All right, so the object. Let's see if we can jump past this and trying to get any. Boy, don't you want to hire that body language guy full time? I feel like I want to bring him to whenever I'm having an argument with my fiance and just be like, you see how she did that with her eyebrow? What does that mean? He's like, it means you need to go buy some flowers. All right, so the sisters are back and getting ready for cross-examination. That's going to happen next. And again, they Johnny Depp's team played this very cool. They didn't come after her. They built a bond. She was actually more comfortable with them, which is wild, just wild. And then after that, they didn't put the dagger in. They didn't do anything, any slam dunk moments. And we're wondering if that's going to come out now when when Jen testifies, Whitney's former boss.
This is dated March 23rd, 2015, 6:57. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's to Kevin. Who's Kevin?
Kevin Murphy. He was Johnny's estate manager.
Okay, and then Michelle, if you can scroll up. So let's stop at the first one. Can you please describe to the jury what this is?
That is one of Amber's clothing racks on the stairs that lead up to the bedroom area.
Okay, and you took this picture?
I did.
Okay. Michelle, can you scroll up again? And please describe for the jury what's depicted in this photo.
These are more of Amber's racks. These were her shoes and purses and such. Those were all taken off the walls. And you can see here all of her clothes are on the floor, her shoes.
Okay, thank you. And we're up to the next one. Could you please describe what the next picture depicts?
More of the same, clothing racks that have been kind of toppled over or moved. They were neat. It looked like it was a closet room, but these ones were just toppled over or moved. This is the room that adjoined my room, so.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. And could you describe for the jury, please, what this is?
That's another clothing rack that has been taken down and taken apart, kind of.
Okay. And we'll go to the next one. And please describe for the jury what's depicted here.
Just more clothing racks that have been taken down, moved.
All right, so let's see here, looking at the evidence. So again, just doing a replay of some of these things.
Depicted here.
Clearly a
Same
mess.
thing, just more clothing racks that were toppled over.
All right.
And PMD
Next
says,
one.
how come they're taking all these pictures but no photos of the actual injuries? And of course, that is a good question. Let's play a few more voicemails from you guys. Like I said, we got a voicemail number. Lines are wide open. We got a ton of people calling in. Let's go to Charlotte from Maine.
Charlotte, and I'm from Maine. The bodyguard was in the midst of that because he said Amber's arm went over the right of his shoulder to hit Johnny. Remember that? Thanks. Bye.
Charlotte, I was so busy listening to your wild accent. That is a beautiful Maynard accent. Thank you so much for calling. Debbie in Delaware.
Hey, this is Debbie from Delaware. Just wondering, if this was going on for so many years, why didn't Heard just get out? I mean, this thing is absolutely crazy.
Well,
Thank you
so much. I hear the point. Although, if there is domestic violence, there's a lot of reasons you would stay, like, being controlled by his money and this and that. But I hear your point.
Hey, Dave, this is Tim McCoy. I'm in Spokane, Washington.
Hi, Tim.
Been watching the trial like crazy, and one of the things that I was noticing is that Amber has got these bruises on the right side of her face, but Johnny's not left-handed.
Okay. Oh, wow. So I'm surprised how many people are saying had the same kind of story there. Christy in Clearwater. But thank you so much for calling.
Hey, Dave, this is Christy from Clearwater, Florida. Sorry about that, but I got interrupted anyway. If you want to know the legalities and a great breakdown, Lawyer You Know YouTube channel has great info every day on this trial. So go check him out.
Okay, will do. One more voicemail. Hold on, that's not the one. Let's go to Alex in Fairfax, Virginia. Okay, so this is right next to the courthouse.
Hey, this is Alex from Fairfax, Virginia. My family's house is actually right next to the courthouse, so we see this stuff all the time, and we just feel real bad for Johnny and stuff. And I mean, she's so corrupt, you can see it. But I mean, shout out to everyone who's working at the courthouse. I mean, it's really good folk over there.
Well, thank you so much. Shout out, like Bruce said earlier, and Alex right there. Shout out to everybody working in the courthouse, the bailiffs, all the people, the folks who clean the place, the janitors. God bless all of you guys. All right. So speaking of saying that this trial is corrupt, we have a pretty well done a timeline here. Exposed. The Sun libel trial judge's son works for Rupert Murdoch. Okay, that sounded like a lot. The Sun, the newspaper, libel trial judge's son works for Rupert Murdoch. So they're saying need a retrial. Now this article is almost 2 years old, but of course a lot of people are just getting acquainted with this information as, it's become sort of a much bigger story as of recent. Johnny Depp fans have taken matters in their own hands by conducting their own investigation into the Sun after what appeared to be a very sketchy libel trial. Now, as we know, Amber's side said, hey, the fact that we're here wasting all this time and money when we already proved, this and that, everyone says, well, hold on a second. Everyone that's Team Amber says he already lost. And it's like, come on. What went down in that trial? Robert Palmer is the son of Andrew Niccol, the judge who ruled in the favor of the Sun in Johnny Depp's libel trial in London, UK. So, of course, the Sun sued him, or he sued the Sun for defamation as they called him a wife beater. It was recently discovered by fans who are trying to vindicate Johnny Depp that Palmer works for Talk Radio, a sister company of the Sun that is owned by the wealthy media mogul better known as Rupert Murdoch. So there's that. Talk Radio abused copyright and broadcasting laws earlier this year. Rupert Murdoch's Talk Radio tries bypass a substantial line for repeatedly breaching broadcasting rules by arguing it had very few listeners, very few advertisers, and would face bankruptcy if they had to pay the penalty. That sounds like, my career. Very few listeners, very few advertisers, and would face bankruptcy. Okay. The regulator rejected their argument and imposed a 135,000 Australian dollar fine on the radio station, stating that talk radio was ultimately owned by Murdoch's News Corp, a global media company with substantial revenue. So then the judge's son deleted info on his Twitter profile after being exposed by disgruntled Johnny Depp fans. Robert Palmer quickly deleted the info, proving his connection to talk radio and Rupert Murdoch off his Twitter account. All right, so people are cleaning up their Twitter. Fortunately, fans were able to grab screenshots. Oh, that always happens. The old screenshot. Robert's friend wrote the wife beater article. Laura Bachoff, Depp loyalist who has close to 6,000 fans on Twitter, was quick to point out that one of Mr. Palmer's associates, who also works at Talk Radio, wrote the original wife beater smear article about Johnny Depp, further solidifying the connection between them in the scandalous British tabloid. All right. So that's something right there. Madonna, very nice, like a virgin, touched for the very first time. Daniel John William Wooten, 37, is a New Zealand-born journalist and broadcaster. He's the executive editor of The Sun newspaper and host of Talk Radio's Drive Time show. Below is a nicely put-together flowchart. Oh, you guys know I love a good flowchart put together right there. By the way, Georgina Oates with a super chat. Thank you so much. £2. Her bruises are also mainly in the same place, too. Thank you so much, Georgina. I appreciate that. And here is, so let's see if we can open this. Click to open. Open image in new tab here. Here's the flowchart put together that connects everyone in the UK trial to some form of, let's just say, not exactly the most ethical trial. So Johnny Depp fights the UK. They publish the article, and then there's private dinner parties that Amber Heard's connected to. There's, let's see, where's the judge? It's you can see it all. It's all, but then you look at the confirmation bias, where you look at all this and you go, well, you can always, like, it's like the Kevin Bacon 6 degrees of separation. You guys know this, right? Where like you can always get 2, 3, 4 degrees away from somebody. How close actually is this? It looks pretty close. It looks close to me. But the flow chart could use some work. It's not exactly the most appeasing flow chart here as far as flow charts go. Let's go to let's just jump to the cross-examination. So this, let's see right here how far ahead we have to go to get the cross. So the cross-examination will reveal how gentle Johnny Depp's team is playing Whitney, Amber Heard's sister. As we know now, they're going to call Whitney's boss to this witness stand, and the boss is going to have some things to say, mainly disagreeing and saying that Whitney's lying under oath.
It's non-responsive.
I'll sustain the objection.
She was devastated by these. To say that they're not true, it devastated her. And also, we had just buried our mother. So Amber, she started having panic attacks randomly. She was not sleeping.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
These are your observations. Thank you. Please continue.
These statements devastated her. They devastated her because they weren't true, and they were just very, very, very much affecting her.
And you talked about panic attacks. What else did you observe that she would do as a result of these? Physical.
She would just periodically just break into tears. She I don't know how else to describe it. She was so unwell. She stopped sleeping again. She was super anxious. She couldn't relax. She couldn't sit still. It was very similar to the Amber that I had seen back in 2016 as she was trying to get out of this relationship.
So my thought with the question was asked, should Whitney be locked up for perjury? My thought with that would be, and again, not a legal expert by any means, but just because Whitney, just because her boss Jen is going to testify that she's lying, that's not necessarily proof of perjury. I think we'd have to have like a recording of her lying. You know what I mean? We'd have to have like that smoking gun, I believe. But of course, the jury will look at that and, they'll still make their own assumptions.
One of the lawyers representing Mr. Depp in this case. You grew up in Texas with your sister and your parents, right?
Correct.
And you were really close with Ms. Heard growing up?
We were.
And you're still close now, right?
We are.
All right, so obviously now we're in the cross-examination. What Johnny Depp's lawyers are going to try to do is just paint. Okay, so let's start here. Here's what Johnny Depp's lawyers know that we don't at the time as we're watching this. They know they've got not. When I say we don't know it, I'm saying the jury who hasn't. Let's assume the jury hasn't done any research or anything into the trial. They're gonna try to show that Whitney has a reason to lie because of her sister, so they're going to try to just say, hey, you're friends, right? You do anything for her, right? Of course, it's your family. And then when they come back after this weekend, in the closing days of this trial, they're going to show Jen and her proving, or at least, vouching that Whitney is lying under oath.
And you love her, of course.
So they're setting her up for perjury.
Childhood, though, had some difficult moments, right?
It wasn't perfect.
Your father hit you and your sister at times, right?
Yes.
And your sister would protect you from that abuse when she could, wouldn't she?
We would protect each other, for sure.
Now, Georgina, and again, I don't know if you're responding to what I just said, but she said, is a document not proof? I would say that a document of somebody saying someone else is lying isn't the same as a recording or any actual evidence of them lying. So it just kind of becomes a he said, she said.
And when you graduated from high school, you moved out to Los Angeles, right?
I did.
Necrotic said perjury is very hard to prove.
And your sister gave you a place to live in LA?
Yes.
And she helped support you?
In part, I also was working myself, and yeah.
Leanna, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says, will Amber get crossed again? Anyone in the comment section know the answer to that? I don't.
Protect and care for her, right?
And when I can, of course, but yeah.
You testified to having a great relationship with Mr. Depp when you first started dating your sister, right?
Correct.
And you thought of him as a brother?
Yes.
He called you sis?
Yes.
And you had affectionate nicknames for him too, didn't you?
A number of them, yes.
Yeah. And you testified that for a time you lived in the ECB penthouses with Mr.
Oh, we lost it there for a second. This happened earlier. I'm not really sure what happened here. Let's jump forward. See if we can get this link going again. So yeah, this lawyer, I don't think we've seen her on any other cross-examinations, right? So she introduces herself and she comes in like, with that best friend energy that she's got. Let's see. We're having trouble with this stream, which is totally fine. Let's see if we can get this back up here. I'll play a few of your voicemails while I try to get this going. Let's go to our latest voicemail right here.
Hi, Dave. It's Linda from Indianapolis.
Hi, Linda.
Metaphorically.
Not only do I believe that the lawyer is in on the lie, I think she's directing her own play, and her actors are not doing a good job. But, that's my take on it. I'll talk to you later, Dave. Thanks for all you do.
Oh, thank you, Linda in Indianapolis, Indiana. I appreciate it. She's saying that Amber Heard's lawyer is not only in on it, she's directing the play. Thank you so much for the call. Let's go to Donna in Florida.
Hey, it's Donna from New Smyrna Beach, Florida. And two key points here. The makeup artist really wanted to make Amber look good. And she kind of slipped up, said, yes, not only do I have experience with hiding bruises, but I also have experience of creating them for people with her theatrical experience. But the big bombshell I got out of it was the acting coach for Amber, who also wanted to really make Amber look good. The last 2 minutes of her testimony, she said that Amber told her the story of how Johnny broke his finger, and Amber told her that Johnny was wailing around a big bottle of vodka and he smashed it, and that's how he broke his finger. And the attorney asked her 3 different ways, oh, do you think Johnny did it on purpose with that bottle of vodka? And she said, no, he was just, and she confirmed it 3 times that Amber definitely said that Johnny broke his finger with a bottle of vodka, not the telephone. So there was a big slip up. She didn't coach him correctly, did she? All right. Thanks for what you're doing. Bye.
Thank you. Donna comes back with the receipts. By the way, for those asking, yes, the live chat is demonetized. This is just what they've been doing with the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. Just mentioning them gets it demonetized, so that's why we do appreciate your super chats so much as they come in. We got a couple of Venmos and some super chats. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Lady Linda Bird just subscribed. Much appreciated. And let's go back to the live stream. It looks like it's back up.
But yes, I have been in arguments with my sister.
And you have wanted to run away for days, right?
Sure.
And not have her there fighting with you.
Sure.
All right. Lots of notes being taken.
You talked a little bit about the incident in March 2013, right?
Which one?
That was the one before you went to the Keith Richards
Yes.
documentary set? And you were present with Mr. Depp at Orange that day?
I was.
Didn't you do cocaine with Mr. Depp that afternoon?
Yes.
Whoa.
And you said Mr. Depp's already intoxicated?
He was by the time I got there.
And he was fighting with your sister?
He wasn't doing much of anything. He was sat at the table. He was telling me about the fight that they had.
So
he was kind of
he'd
ignoring.
been fighting with your sister that day when you arrived?
That was my understanding.
And you said she had a puffy face?
Yes.
And despite all of that, you decided it was a good idea to do cocaine with Mr. Depp at that juncture?
I hadn't yet connected the dots. I hadn't yet understood what that meant or what that would do.
That was a yes? Yes, you took cocaine with Mr. Depp after
I
all
did.
that?
Yes, I already said that.
Whoa.
You testified that you had suspicions that Mr. Depp was allegedly hitting your sister by some point in 2013, right?
Suspicions.
And notwithstanding that, in June 2013, you were actually joking with Mr. Depp about hitting your sister, right?
Regrettably, over a text message, yes.
You were encouraging him to hit her?
I was not literally encouraging him to hit her.
But you were joking about it?
Regrettably, yes. Again, I did not have an understanding fully of what that was. I never would have.
Was she going to say lacks context? What was she going to say?
But that was alleged. That was around the time that you allegedly became aware that he was.
I don't know.
Injuries on your sister. That
And look,
caused
to be fair, some people are asking. Erica says, "LOL, that was a big moment. Amber wasn't injured enough to keep her sis from doing cocaine with her abuser." Now, look, I mean, whatever state of mind they're in, where they're doing cocaine. Listen, I don't have any firsthand anecdotal evidence of doing cocaine with my fiance's family, but if I did that, I would think that we're in a good place. Although you could be so doped out or whatever that you don't notice, the complexities of maybe getting slapped but not having a bloody nose or something. Like, obviously an abuse doesn't always mean you look complete, like you've gone through torture. There's the spectrum to it all. But it's a good point. It's a good point that no one's really seeing, no one really has that jaw drop moment, right?
you to have suspicions?
I don't know if it was around the same time.
Turning to the staircase incident in March 2015, you testified that Mr. Depp allegedly hit you during that incident, right?
Yes.
But you aren't sure if that contact was even meant for you, right?
I honestly don't. I don't know what he was aiming for. My back was to him.
And you weren't injured during that incident, right?
By the way, next super chat, I'm going to go get another Diet Coke because we're partying tonight.
No.
And you said Debbie Lloyd was there during all of that, correct?
She was.
And Mr. Depp's security, Travis McGivern, was there too?
Yes, he was.
And you saw your sister hit Mr. Depp on the stairs that day, right?
After he struck me, yes.
You said she landed one, right?
How many views we have?
And then the next day you found some damage in the adjoining penthouse.
Correct.
And we saw some pictures of what you saw that day, right?
Yes.
So people in the comment section are arguing whether or not Johnny Depp was a part of that coke scene, and like how remember that when they were cross-examining Amber, when Amber was saying, "Oh, we had all the lines were of cocaine were out on the table," and then I think it was Camille Vasquez, right? Was like, that doesn't look like people have been doing coke. And she was like, what do you know about coke? And you could tell there was almost this like coke off between two women in their mid-30s. Like, let me tell you how it's done. Now, to answer someone's question that said, oh, Johnny Depp would never use a tampon applicator to snort coke. Listen, if someone's snorting coke, I don't think, you've used a sweaty $2 bill, that you got at the strip club. I don't think people are really germaphobes when it comes to the old booger sugar. But what do I know?
You thought it was important to document that damage, right?
Not to document. It was Kevin's job to kind of clean up the houses, take care of the houses. I took pictures just so he could be aware of what he would need to bring. I didn't know if he had tools here or whatever. I was just preparing him for what he was going to have to fix.
But you didn't take any pictures of your sister that day, right?
No, I didn't.
Now, after March 2015, you continued to have a close relationship with Mr. Depp, right?
Yes.
And you still loved him.
Of course.
And you were there for him if he needed you, right?
Of course.
And in fact, just a couple of weeks after that staircase incident, you were still acting as the marriage counselor, weren't you?
At some point, sure.
And that fall, after the staircase incident, October 2015, you claim you had seen Mr. Depp hitting your sister. And then in October 2015, you were actually still trying to reconcile him. And
Hey, Kat, thanks for the super chat. You just bought me a Diet Coke.
Yes, I was asked to support. I was just trying to help what I thought they both wanted. I was just trying to support, or trying my best to support them the way that I thought I could.
You still loved Mr. Depp at that point, right?
I did.
And you didn't think that he and your sister were past the point of no return, right?
What I thought was irrelevant at that point. Those two were in love and they were working very hard. They wanted to be together, it seemed like, so I just helped as best as I could. I don't know how else to describe it.
Your sister still wanted to be with Mr. Depp, right?
She loved him.
Oh, Angel just donated $20. Thank you so much, Angel. That's so kind of you.
I don't know what you mean by that exactly.
Okay. Let's take a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 1283. It's not yet in evidence. We'll just show that to the witness.
There it is, Angel Super Chat. Thank you, Angel.
I've got this, if I might approach, Your Honor, I have this in redacted and unredacted.
I actually prefer Coke Zero. It's now my favorite type of Coke. Every once in a while when I'm getting crazy, I'll do a Diet Dr. Pepper. Or, hey, Jill King just subscribed. Thank you so much, Jill. We've been waiting so long for you to subscribe. What finally made you cross the picket line for us? We appreciate you. And let's see if we can fast forward this a tiny bit. See, they were chatting for a long time there.
For you. If we can go to the third page, please.
Do I have control of this or no?
No, you do not. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
we'll put it up for you.
Cute glasses.
And we can go back to the first page if you'd like, or we can take a look at the unredacted.
She looks like the secretary from Monsters, Inc., doesn't she?
Messages that you sent to Mr. Depp on October 2nd, 2015.
Yeah, vaguely. I mean, they're clearly my text messages, but yeah, I recognize them, I think.
Okay. And if we can go to the third page, please, Tom. And you'll see the second blue box from the bottom there. You texted Mr. Depp and you said, I love both of you so much and would fucking stay out of it if I thought this shit were past the point of no return. But that's not where you guys are right now.
Angie with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, but that's not where you guys are at. Yes.
So you
Drugs and divas are tolerated in Hollywood. Abuse is not tolerated since Weinstein.
At that point, clearly I didn't.
Oh, she took her glasses off.
Okay, take that down.
Oh.
All right. So Toy's got a good question here.
You
Let's
wanted
get
Miss
to
Heard
the
to stay with me.
Toy. This is a good question. Maybe someone in the comment section can answer this. Oh, Rachel Kyle donated £1.79. Thank you so much for the quid. I think they call it over there in England, the quid. Toys said, what I don't understand is how are they not prepared for contra evidence? Like, isn't discovery a thing? How did Amber Heard not be prepared? What does ATT mean? Not be prepared for texts that contradict testimony. You know, it's a good question. I'm not familiar in like a civil trial like this if evidence has to be presented all before the trial or just in the moment. Like, I don't know how that works. So if anyone in the comment section knows or wants to call the voicemail line, greatly appreciated. Rachel said, how do I call from Scotland and how do I subscribe? Well, the phone number is a Google voicemail number. So you would type in 01 before calling, and that's the country code. 01 is the United States. The voicemail number should work after that. Although I'm not 100% sure. So if anyone else wants to call in from abroad, let me know. I'll tell you what, let's go to a couple more voicemails here.
Well, you know that for Johnny to hit Amber on the left side of her face.
All right, so it's the same. I'm sorry, we've played 5 voicemails all saying the same thing, that he couldn't have hit her on that side of the face if he was right-handed. But thank you so much. Let's go to Ohio.
Hey, Dave, it's Tammy from Ohio. I was wondering, there were emails from Amber's parents to Johnny, back and forth to Johnny, indicating that the reason that she sought the restraining order was because she was in fear of being homeless, so that's why she had to do it. So why aren't those emails being brought into the trial is what I'm wondering.
That's a good question. Let me look into that right now. I'm not sure, but let me look into that right now. I'll play some more of this cross.
Even after you allegedly saw him hit her, right?
Thank you, Elaine Harwood. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Simplifying something that's far from simple. Again, Amber was very much in love. So was Johnny. She's telling me that she wants something. Whether or not I agreed to it or not, whether or not I was okay with what was happening, it wasn't my place. If my sister said that she still wanted to be with Johnny and if I could help with that in any way, I was going to support her. I was going to be there for her to support that.
Yeah, you didn't want to contradict your sister, right?
Pardon?
You didn't want to contradict your sister.
All right, so this is where the cross-examination tries to slip one in. You didn't want to, she got her to say yes to a lot of questions, and now she's like, you didn't want to contradict your sister, right? Because then if she goes, of course I don't want to contradict her, and then it's like, well, then how do we know what you're saying is true?
I don't know if I'd characterize it that way. I was trying to support my sister.
Liz Pierce, thanks for the super sticker, $5. Appreciate you.
Wanted.
And you say you wanted to protect her though, right?
At that point, I don't know if I would categorize it as that. I was just trying to support my sister.
You went to Coachella with your sister.
All right, so Promise says they think that they can't come in and be deposed. Mom passed, dad's in prison. They can't bring in third party that aren't able to testify. Again, I don't know for sure. If there's any legal scholars that can answer these questions, by all means, leave a voicemail 401-213-9828.
Yo, brother, this is Aaron from Naples. This bitch wanted a leading role, and she got one.
Eric, is at Naples, Florida. She got the leading role. Rich in Oklahoma.
Hey, this is Ridge from Edmond, Oklahoma. I just want to say you're doing a great thing. I really appreciate what you're doing, and all the questions you're asking, I'm wondering the answers too. So I'm glad you're here for us, man. Keep on doing good, brother.
Oh, Rich in Oklahoma, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. For everyone who is watching that's new to this channel, we've only been doing this a few months. I developed a channel in Bachelor called it's the Dave Neal channel, but it's Bachelor Nation News, and that became successful last year, where we had news that we covered a lot of the social issues in Bachelor Nation. Obviously, not everybody watches that show. This trial is a much bigger audience, so we thought we would bring the same. Oh, by the way, Zelda with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Zelda, from my hometown, Newport, Rhode Island. So with this trial, we're bringing some of those tools that we've used over in the Bachelor community, which is the voicemail line and, just asking questions. And I know it's kind of hacked to be like, oh, we're just asking questions. Like, is the world really flat? There's the conspiracy mind that asks questions that are just annoying. But in this case, it's like, look, just because he didn't win the UK trial, look, let's watch this play out. And no, I've kind of been leaning on Johnny being the one who's going to win this, but not knowing for sure. And if he doesn't, we'll find out why. Was he not able to prove his case that he needed to prove or whatnot? So a lot of information is still, yet to be seen, and we'll have to just watch it all play out.
For her 30th birthday in 2016, right? Yes. And you testified that you were aware, I believe, that she and Mr. Depp had fought the night before?
You could turn your microphone on, Ms. Bretterhoff.
Voicemail line's right up there.
I withdraw that objection. Okay, withdrawn. All right. You can answer the question, ma'am.
Yes, I was aware that they had argued the night before.
You didn't see any bruises on Ms. Heard at Coachella that year, though, right?
Yeah, she was wearing a lot of makeup.
You didn't see any marks on her?
Not that I can recall.
Didn't notice any swelling, right?
To the best of my recollection, I don't.
B. Bean asked, what is Newport, Rhode Island known for? Newport, Rhode Island, I don't know if you're actually asking this or if you just want me to brag. Newport, Rhode Island is a very famous, quaint fishing town. It was kind of like the big port city before New York City became a thing. Founded in the 1600s. Blackbeard lived there. They shot the movie Amistad there, which was about the slave trade. I believe it was supposed to play a different town. I'm not really sure. I didn't watch that movie. But Newport, Rhode Island has been around for centuries. Very beautiful, very touristy driven. They just found a pirate ship they just found a pirate ship that was previously a privateer in the bay in Newport. So they're still finding a lot of old, cool artifacts in that town. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We'll play a couple more voicemails. The voicemail line is wide open. Sharon in Omaha, you're up.
Hey, this is Sharon from Omaha, and I'm wondering why people aren't asking if they've ever seen Amber throwing things, destroying things, being destructive to property, rather than just Johnny. I think that Amber is very much likely to have destroyed a lot of the things herself just to make a clear path towards her winning something in the future based on all of those videos and recordings that she's been taking for so many years. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sharon. I think what we're going to see is actually the testimony, again, which is why we made this live stream. We're still going because you guys are sending some great positive donations and love and everyone in the chat. So we'll just keep this going for a little while longer. But I think as we were looking at the declarations that existed, I'm going to try to go backwards here and see if we can find this tweet that, yeah. So we have the statement, which if you're just tuning in, we already read this from Jennifer Howell, an email to Whitney, Amber Heard's sister, essentially saying, I can't believe you're lying to the press. I can't believe you're going to lie under oath. You've got a family. You don't need to do this for your abusive sister. I've got people with 20 plus witnesses that know everything that was said. So, it just seems to me like, Johnny Depp's side is going to be leaning on Jennifer Howell to really put the nail in the coffin for this trial and really just say and again, the founder of the Art of Elysium, will she be eloquent enough and believable enough to share her testimony as to why the other side is lying? And if so, is that just going to put the jury over the edge? Oh, we just have a new voicemail that just came in. Let's check that out. See who it's from.
Hey Dave, it's Sonia from Georgia. Haven't talked to you in a while.
Hey Tanya.
Hope everything is going well.
Going great.
Thank you for covering this trial. I have not missed a minute and love your recaps and glad that you're live. Keep it up.
Yeah, thanks so much. Bye. Yours is so funny. We have GS15 says, I live in Rhode Island. You don't know anything about Newport, obviously. I was born and raised in Newport, so thank you so much for that. I guess we're going to have a Newport, Rhode Island dick measuring contest. I'll tell you what, GS15, ask me any questions you think I should know if I'm from Newport. I actually worked at Newport Creamery, which is, if you're from Rhode Island, everyone who's worked at Newport Creamery Creamery. Immediately, GS15 says the Tennis Hall of Fame is in Newport. I know, I used to work there. America's Cup was in Newport. Yeah, okay, you've named 2 things, GS15. Keep going. We'll have a Newport measuring contest. I used to live on Goodwin Street. I used to live on Marchand Street. I've lived off of Thames Street. Do you need home addresses here? I think my passport still has my Newport address. Anyway, we get the point, but I appreciate your hostile Rhode Island energy.
Yes, hi, and thank you for keeping us up to speed with the case. I really think she's very corrupt and sad, but if everyone or anyone considered the fact that how she beat up her sister, those are the times she got bruises, like they challenged one another for her to, back up her story, but yet no photos. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Hey, you too.
I'm from California.
Oh, California checking in. Cali represent. Dom's mom with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much for that. Now, GS says Newport is a very important historic city. Least known of fishing, you idiot. When I describe Newport, I describe it as a fishing town. It's got tourism and fishing, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't have much else besides tourism, right? That's where we had the Gilded Age. You can watch the HBO show The Gilded Age. They actually shoot it partially in Newport because all these billionaire oil tycoons, the railway tycoons, the steel tycoons, right? They would all actually have their summer mansions in Newport. Now, what's the guy from CNN? What's the? There's the one guy who's none of this is important to the conversation. I'm going to be losing followers as I fight my case here. So I'll just shut my trap.
Hey, Dave, this is Rich from Hollywood, California.
Woo!
Yeah, I live down the street from Johnny Depp. Yeah, I don't understand how people are saying Amber Heard is going to be homeless. She's got money in the bank. There's no way she can be homeless. And, go Johnny. Johnny's gonna win this, He's not a violent person. Johnny's a lover.
And then GS15 says Johnny needs to apologize personally to Trump or who will lose this case. He knows what this means. How cryptic is that? All right, so maybe we have some deep state knowledge happening.
And your sister didn't have a working phone on her that day, did she?
No, she didn't.
But you did?
Yes, I did.
And you wanted Mr. Depp to know that Ms. Heard's phone wasn't working, right?
I believe I reached out to him for her, yeah.
And you were encouraging him to reach out to her through you if he was trying to reach her, right?
I believe so at one point, yes.
You didn't want him to think that he was ignoring her.
I'm sorry?
You didn't want him to think that he was ignoring her, right?
Sure.
And you wanted them to reconcile, didn't you?
Amber really wanted him there. Despite the fact that they had had a fight the night before, it was very complicated. It was very nuanced. They fought, they got back together. They fought, they loved each other. They hated each other, they loved each other. I just remember her wanting Johnny to come to Coachella at some point. I wasn't trying to reconcile them. I was just trying to help facilitate.
And you did that even though you were concerned about marks that you say you'd seen on her since at least 2013 and during the course of their relationship, right?
Again, that's really oversimplifying something. We all saw this. We all thought that we would see Johnny on the other end of this. Because, again, when he was sober, things were wonderful. When he wasn't sober, they were terrible, sure, but we all thought that he was just going to get better. We all wanted to just see the other side of that. So yes, sure, if you look at it simply, but it's not simple at all. I don't know how else to answer it.
And this was after you allegedly saw him hit her, right?
Yes.
And you knew that they had just had another fight, right?
Yes.
All right, so we'll get to that final moment there. Looks like we're 1 or 2 minutes off on the final moment of that cross-examination here. But let's go to our voicemail line.
Hi, what's up? My name is Jessica. I'm calling from Orange County, California. I was just wondering if you wanted a picture or something of somebody who gets hit one time, punched in the face. I have one. You can borrow it to show it and see what happens. I think she's lying. Just when she talks about him, doesn't show anything either, so I think it's all a lie. But thanks for commenting and keeping it live and doing all that, and especially for pausing it when you do talk. Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm sorry that you do have evidence from your own, life's journey that shows the damage that can be done even from one hit. I'm sorry that even exists. And yeah, absolutely. I think that's why there's a lot of people that feel really let down, because when this story first happened, people wanted to assume, kind of like I do, that Amber Heard was telling the truth, right? All right. So, hey, Georgina, thanks for the super chat. I said, have you seen the doc of what Amber Heard wanted from the divorce? I have seen some documents. I think she was, I'm not sure exactly. Let me look it up, and we'll go to, let's see, one or two. Oh, we got a bunch of voicemails coming in. Let's go to Chicago. I'll be performing in Chicago Friday and Saturday night this week.
Hey, Dave, it's Sam from Chicago here. I just wanted to say, you don't know anything about Rhode Island or anything, all right? Now you gotta learn your facts now. Thank you.
You made me snort.
Have a blessed day.
You have a blessed day too. Yeah, I guess maybe I've got it wrong all these years.
Hi there, my name is Dora. I'm in New York City, and I've been watching the trial from the beginning. It was really boring sometimes, but anyway, there's some new evidence that she may have forged paperwork, and the writing that she did and the writing that's on the white lampshade, they're saying it's the same person. So they might get it that way as well. And I believe that Johnny Depp was hit by her a lot. I don't trust her. I just, I really didn't know who she was in the beginning, but she just is lying, in my opinion. And her sister is lying because Amber used to beat her sister up all the time. So I don't know why she's lying for her now. I don't believe it.
All right, I just had to block GS15. I had to block GS15. Too much spam in the comment section. All right, but great questions by Dora, not the Explorer. Dora, I believe from England. Are you from England, Dora? Said that there's some forgery happening. And as we can see right here, Amber Heard pleads guilty to falsifying Australian immigration documents, which is a big deal for Australia. They don't want rabies to enter their country. Obviously, they try very hard to make sure nothing comes in or out. The actress and husband, Johnny Depp, appeared in court after being accused of smuggling their Yorkshire Terriers into Australia last year. The presence of pistol and boo in Australia caused a furor last year when the federal agriculture minister Barnaby Joyce threatened to deport them or have them put down. Judge brought, can you imagine? Oh my gosh, can you imagine if the animals had to be put down? They did nothing wrong. Heard brought the dogs in Australia on Depp's private jet on a visit while he was filming. The fact that, Australia is pretty far away. You see, it's one thing to see a private jet to Vegas or something, quick hour flight. A private jet to Australia, how much money? You know what I mean? It was discovered that she had brought them into the country without permits or a period in quarantine, flouting Australia's strict animal import laws. And I think her defense was that she was put up to it by Johnny, but it's still it's no excuse for the law.
Hey, I'm from Macomb, Ohio, and the only thing I'm wondering is why didn't Amber just file for divorce on unreconcilable differences instead of what she's doing, what she has done to Johnny, and let alone what she's done to herself? Makes no sense. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye. Listen, if you're new here, you have to end by saying bye. That's how we end it over here. But yeah, it makes no sense. Virginia, you're up.
Hi, this is Lee from Virginia.
Hi,
I'm
Lee.
definitely Team Johnny all the way, but I do believe that this is Johnny's karma for leaving Vanessa for Amber, and that Amber is getting her karma now, so the whole world gets to see who she truly is on live television. But I do wish them both the best and hope that they heal and become better people from these situations. But definitely peace and love and happiness to Johnny Depp. Have a great one. Bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah, best case scenario, I think for Amber, if Johnny wins, is that he just doesn't want the money. He says, I don't want the money. I know you can't afford it. Pay your bills, pay the divorce to charity, and I never want to hear about this again. This is obviously more about winning over the public opinion. It's one thing to have a whole chunk of money in your bank account and flying private jets. It's another to know everywhere you go, you're not seen as a liar, an abuser, all these things. And that's the story he's trying to change. Here's a voicemail.
Name is Cody. I'm from PA, and you don't know nothing.
Very nice. Thank you, Cody. You sound like you got that from my mom.
Hello? My name is Fred. I'm from Ohio.
Hi, Fred.
My question would be this. What I'm wondering is, now you say you're from Newport, Rhode Island. Now I've lived here my whole life. Not in Newport though, But my question would be, what I would like to know is...
Oh, then he hangs up. We didn't even get the rest of his question. Is this it? Let's see if this is the end of it. Do you hear this guy just swearing? Hold on one second. This is... It's all right, Fred. Call back. I didn't get the rest of your question, though.
Hey, Neil. It's Kim McLean calling from Long Beach, California.
Hey, Long Beach.
And I just wanted to say there's pretty clear evidence that there was some mutual abuse on both parts, not necessarily physical, but at least verbal and maybe emotional. But based off the evidence, as we're watching from the audience outside the courtroom, it's pretty clear that Amber's lying. And I just hope that the jury has the wherewithal to be keeping track of everything, because I know they're probably exhausted because it's pretty clear.
Yeah, I know, you're absolutely right. It's very, thank you so much for the phone call. It's very interesting. It's very interesting that the jury, what could be working against Johnny Depp is that some of these depositions are so boring, the jury might not even be listening. Now, I don't think that's the case. I think if there's ever a time for a jury to be on the edge of their seat, it's this trial, but there might be some information that falls through the cracks.
Hi, this is Marcy from Spokane, Washington. I appreciate your platform. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much.
And my mind was wondering if possibly Amber, in order to win this case, promised her sister money out of the $100 million, and that's why she's covering for her. I can't believe that they would perjurize this, but it sounds like it's going to happen. All right, thanks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's like they say, proving perjury is very hard. It doesn't happen often. And by the way, the reason we're doing this live stream, I didn't make a big announcement, is like I've tested. I haven't tested for COVID, but I had been exposed to someone very close to me who has COVID. And so I don't know if I have it or not. So I'm staying home. So you might see more live streams this weekend. I do have shows next week. I will be making sure that I test negative for whatever amount of days I'm supposed to before all that. Don't worry. We're all complying with the law, but I am a stand-up comedian, and the world is opening back up, and I'm trying to both remain safe and also do my job. I'll be in Chicago next week for 2 stand-up shows, and then I'll be back in Los Angeles for other shows. San Diego, Long Beach, and some other places are all coming up. Okay, let's go back to Renee calling in here.
Hi, this is Renee. Hi, Dave. Happy Friday. I noticed something when Amber was testifying. She said that Johnny broke her phone the night before Coachella, and then at her sister's testimony, it said that Amber didn't have a phone. If Johnny broke her phone, she would have been aware that she didn't have a phone because he broke it. So there's one of her many hundreds of lies. So hashtag go Johnny, hashtag justice for Johnny. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. We'll get to some more voicemails. That person who hung up, let's see. Oh, is this them? They might have called back.
Hey, Dave. Sorry about that. This is Fred again. From
Fred.
Ohio. I was just walking. I tripped over the damn dog. old and crazy. Anyways, my question is basically what I like to know. Do you wipe from the front to the back or the back to the front? Now, I've been trying to work on it for a few days. I got dementia now. I just need you to help me. Let's take our mind off this trial here and focus on the real questions, please.
Front to back. I think that's how it's supposed to be done, right? All right, next.
If there's anything about a community to be a part of near Newport, it's Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Shout out to Greenleaf. Yay!
Greenleaf, Portsmouth, Rhode Island. I went to high school in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Newport and Portsmouth are on the same island called Aquidneck Island. There's Middletown in the middle. Nobody likes Middletown. And I moved from Newport to Portsmouth and went to high school there. Go Patriots. Okay, very nice.
I am from North Korea. Johnny Depp, please apologize for your rude comments, and all will be forgiven, and you shall win case.
Well, I love that your North Korean accent was just talking slower.
I am from North Korea.
Okay, well, maybe you're from North Korea. What do I know?
Hey, Dave. My name is Raghu. I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Raghu.
So I have a comment on this Depp versus Amber Heard case. So I have been watching this trial closely, and all I see is, for the most part, when it comes to the quality of the witnesses, in my opinion, Johnny Depp's witnesses are, at least who are supporting his claims, are a lot more believable, like all those cops, nurses, doctors, whereas Amber Heard's witnesses, to me, they are not believable. And also, Amber literally lied on the stand. It's almost perjury. I really don't see how jury can rule in favor of Amber. In my opinion, Amber is not going to win this case in any case. So let me know what you think.
Now, my question is, thank you so much for the call. My question, I have a fly that's been hitting me. My question has been this: will there be someone in the jury that's vocal about all of the BS that's being seen? I think we need to give the jury and humans in general a lot of I would say grace to make the right decisions when given all of the most people that I believe are in toxic places or toxic ideologies. It's because they don't have all the information. We say this on my channel: light, shining light into the darkness. Light is the greatest disinfectant, right? And light here would be just getting all the information out there. And with all that information, will the jury make the right decision? Sorry, Sarai, I missed your call earlier. Here's your voicemail.
Hey Dave, it's Sarai. Sorry if I sound tired. I'm really out of it due to my medication I'm on. But anyway, I wanted to call about the trial. And initially, I wanted to believe Amber because I had known what it's like to be in an abusive relationship. So I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. But the more she talked in the trial, I just couldn't believe her. It's just, and what irked me the most was she always looked at the jury instead of looking at her attorney like Johnny did. He never once looked at the jury, never looked at Amber, looked straight at his attorney or looked down. But Amber, she never once looked at her attorney, and she always had this weird arrogant look on her face, like her nose was up in the air. Was I the only one who noticed that? But I always felt like she was putting on a performance. And I couldn't believe her crying. It just sounded so fake and maybe this is the acting performance of her lifetime. And I know that sounds mean. But yeah, I just don't believe her. As I wanted to, I don't. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry,
right,
not sorry.
Bye.
Bye. So Sarai's saying look, most people, you want to believe her. You want to believe Amber Heard, but it's just ain't adding up. Absolutely. All right, let's go back to Fred calling in again from North Korea.
This is Fred from North Korea. Johnny Depp, please apologize.
Okay, so same comments from earlier. Very nice. Craig in Ohio.
Now listen, this is Fred from Ohio. You didn't let me finish.
No. I've played every voicemail, so you might have cut off on your end, but I've played every voicemail.
All I wanted to say was bye. And you know what? I'm over it. I'm done. I'm canceling your show, damn it. By the way, you don't know nothing.
All right, breaking news. I've been canceled. Okay, good to know. Let's play a little bit more of this cross-examination on a Friday.
You know who Jennifer Howell is, right, Ms. Enriquez?
I do.
Okay, so this is the part where they're introducing. Now, I shared this earlier, but we've had 40,000 people in and out of the chat. So this is the part where Johnny Depp's lawyers introduce Jennifer Howell. Now, we've already talked about her. We're going to bring it back up. Jennifer Howell has a lot of documents, emails telling Whitney, you're a liar. I'm going to prove you in court. I have 20 witnesses and all these things. So this is all being brought up right now. Have a listen to the cross-examination, and then we're going to discuss this. I'm going to go run to the bathroom.
She's the founder of the Art of Elysium nonprofit.
She is.
And you worked there for a time, didn't you?
I did.
Around May 2015, you actually moved in with Ms. Howell, right?
May 2015? Yes.
And you moved out of the penthouses because at that point you and your sister were fighting, right?
It was around the time that, he had accused me of leaking stories, and that was the impetus of me leaving.
And you testified earlier, I think, that he had asked you to sign an NDA, right?
At some point.
And that was around the same time that he was concerned you were leaking stories about their wedding to the media?
I believe so.
You and Ms. Howell were close?
We were.
Close enough that you lived with her for around a year?
I don't recall if it was that long.
And you confided in Ms. Howell, right?
About some things, yes. She was my friend.
You called her your chosen sister? Ms. Enriquez, you claim to have seen signs of injuries on your sister during the course of her relationship with Mr. Depp, right?
Yes.
But you never witnessed any incidents that resulted in visible injuries to your sister, right?
Other than the staircase incident? I witnessed that incident. What are you asking me exactly?
You never witnessed any incidents that resulted in signs of injury that you were concerned about over the course of their relationship?
Other than the staircase incident, I did witness that.
No, at no other time when you...
No, that was the only time that I saw him.
And you didn't see what caused any of the injuries you claim to have seen during the course of their relationship, right? Other than the staircase incident.
Yeah, staircase incident is the only one that I saw.
But you have seen your sister land a blow on Mr. Depp, right?
That was the time, yes, after he hit me.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, redirect. I have no redirect. All right, is this witness subject to
Then the redirect. Let's see if Amber's side redirects.
recall? No, she may be is subject to recall.
All right, so no redirect there. Okay, so let's go back now. So what we're trying to do is establish what may go down on the side, on Johnny Depp's side, when they bring her to trial, Jennifer Howell. So she's been introduced here. As Whitney's talked about her. Jennifer Howell has known Amber Heard for many years. Jennifer testified about Johnny risking his life at the hand of Amber Heard and about Amber abusing her sister. Today, Jennifer expressed solidarity to Johnny and to Amber Heard's victims. How old is this? This is from a year and a half ago. Is this it? Jennifer Howell said this. I haven't read this yet, guys. Okay, so let's just get right into it. This is Jennifer Howell, Whitney Heard's former boss, and Jennifer will be testifying. It was just announced this coming week. We'll do a Monday and or Tuesday afternoon live stream. So as soon as it ends, we'll do a live stream. So if you want to be a part of that, call the voicemail line, try to cancel me again, question if I'm actually from Newport, whatever you want to do, come join us Monday, Tuesday. We'll be covering it the rest of the week, but I'll be traveling to Chicago for my stand-up shows. Okay, so thank you so much, BXY5097, for subscribing. Jennifer said this. I was recently subpoenaed into a court case to tell the truth. Okay, this is the UK case. And I did so. Of course, we've got our button.
You can't handle the truth.
Verdict came down on Monday, and the actual truth was destroyed by an unjust system. I share this now because I want to have faith in truth, dignity, love, and integrity ultimately winning. My heart has been broken during this process. I have lost faith in so many people who have claimed to be moral and good, yet lack the integrity to tell the truth when it might be an inconvenience for them. Those same people have contacted old employees of the charity charity and told them not to speak to attorneys and to dodge subpoenas. Have questioned my integrity. I'm assuming she's mentioning Amber Heard's team. Have questioned my integrity for actually telling the truth when I was called to do so, and much more. Heartbreaking to lose faith in people. I write this as I am trying not to lose faith in humanity, in justice, and in the greater good. I feel my experience is a microcosm of what is playing out in this election. Truth and goodness have to win in the end. Now, this was from several years ago. B. Bean said, which comedy club in Chicago? I've got a show at Zany's late night Saturday, and the other place is called like the Lincoln Lodge, I believe. I don't really know the facts of it off the top of my head. Let's go to some of your voicemails.
Hey, I'm Lindsay. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I'm actually a behavioral analyst. So I'm very familiar with attention-seeking behaviors, and I feel like Amber Heard definitely exhibits these attention-seeking behaviors. One example I have is the way she talks when she is on the stand. It's as if she's performing a scene, like from a movie, as opposed to someone who is actually recalling trauma. Like when she was going into detail about the carpet and how filthy it was like she was trying to get you, like to be there, like she was trying to get you to like experience the moment from her eyes. And it seemed very, just not genuine. And I guess we're supposed to say bye.
Oh, Lindsay, not bad. Bye. You did a good job, Lindsay, there. And look at that. Our subscribers have not only hit 14,000, but crushed that number. So thank you guys so much. That means a lot. I appreciate you guys so much for that. Georgina said, I've sent you a link on Twitter about that divorce settlement. Okay, very good. I will get to that right now. Let's play the next voicemail, and I will check my Twitter for what you...
I just wanted to say that Fred over in North Korea, he don't know nothing. But neither do you, Dave.
All right, very good.
Dave?
Yep, I'm here. Thank you so much for that. Okie dokie. Now, Tammy's 3 minutes ago...
You don't know nothing.
Okay, still talking. Very good. Thank you so much. Yeah, don't trust Fred in North Korea. Let's go to the thread I was tagged in here 3 minutes ago. Let's get to the front of it. Amber Heard's parents tried to tell Johnny Depp that the restraining order filed by their famous daughter after the fight between the two stars was not something she did willingly or happily, and even said to him, I love you, son. The blast obtained new text messages between the Pirates of the Caribbean star and the Aquaman star's parents, David and Paige. The messages are now evidence in the ongoing legal battle between Depp and Heard and show that both of her parents claimed it was the lawyers who deemed it necessary to file. Now, of course, I don't... Wait, did we get to the end there? It was necessary to file the legal documents. In one message, Paige Heard attempts to explain to Depp that it was her daughter's only choice to get protection from being evicted from the couple's luxury apartments after the fight. All right, so very interesting. Of course, her mom, I believe, has passed away, right? So I don't believe we can do much to actually take a look at that information here. Let me go back to my, 1 second here. We'll go to play another voicemail while I set up the other piece of evidence you wanted to share with me.
Hey, Dave, it's Karen from Hamilton, Ontario again. This is in a reply to Sarai's voice message. I think the reason she didn't look at her lawyer was because everything was already rehearsed, so she was just playing up to the jury. The reason she didn't look at Johnny Depp's lawyer is because Johnny Depp's lawyer is way more attractive. Bye.
Oh, so you think she's got the hots for Johnny Depp's lawyer? They're playing that old legal strategy of woo people with your eyes. All right, very nice. Let me go back to my notifications here, and then we will share this article. Amber Heard sent Johnny Depp this list of demands after filing for divorce. All right, let's see. How do we get back to the beginning of this article right here? Is there a first page? It looks like this is it, right? Oh boy, this is terrible quality. Can you guys see this? Let's see if I can get... Oh, that's a lot better. All right, here's an email from Amber's lawyers to Johnny's lawyers. Dear Mr. Bloom, please be advised that our firm has filed a petition for a dissolution of marriage on behalf of Amber Depp. As you may be aware, your client and Amber's husband, Johnny Depp, violently attacked and threatened Amber on Saturday night, May 21st, in their penthouse apartment located at 849 South Broadway. There are several witnesses to this particular incident, and there are photographs depicting the property damage Johnny caused, as well as the physical injuries he inflicted on Amber. Now, of course, this, I don't know if I would call this extortion, but this is legal. This is them swinging their legal dick, as it were, at Johnny, saying, here's what we have proof of, and here's what you're going to pay us, right? Now, it could be true or it could not be true. That's up for debate, obviously. Unfortunately, this is not the first incident of domestic violence perpetrated by Johnny against Amber. In fact, okay, so they go through the whole list of things that we've already discussed. Amber wishes to work quickly towards a private and amicable resolution of all matters, but she will need Johnny's immediate cooperation to do so. To this end, please have Johnny promptly sign and return by Friday, May 27th, the enclosed notice and acknowledgement of receipt form confirming services of the summons petitions, family law case cover sheet, and blank responses. In addition, we are requesting on Amber's behalf the following. We are requesting on Amber's behalf the following: appropriate support, pendant light, I don't know what that means, exclusive use and possession of the black Range Rover, the vehicle she is currently, let's go over, driving, with Johnny to continue to make all payments for all encumbrances thereon. I just hate legal talk. Exclusive use and possession of Broadway penthouses number 1, 3, and 5, with Johnny to continue to pay mortgage, utilities associated there within, and a contribution towards her reasonable and necessary attorney's fees in the amount of $100,000 and $25,000 for forensic accounting costs. Of course, the lawyers always want their pay. Further, I believe it would be beneficial for all if this case was assigned to a private retired judicial officer for all purposes. My proposed list of private offers are the fees, blah, blah, blah. We are indeed hopeful that we can swiftly work out mutual acceptances, short and long-term solutions. So this to me feels like the lawyers made this way, like they brought a gun to a knife fight. That's what this feels like to me. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. And thanks again for all the new subscribers. Let's play a couple more voicemails for y'all. We're going to wrap this up shortly.
Hi, Dave. I just wanted to call and say hi and bye.
Oh, the old hi, bye, drive by. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Let's go back to Ohio. I think Ohio has the most calls.
Yeah, DJ from Parma, Ohio. I don't know if this was brought up before, but I apologize if so. But Johnny's rings, if you hit somebody or beat somebody's face with rings on, you're going to need stitches and possible plastic surgery. And not only that, it's going to do massive damage to the wearer of the ring and the rings themselves. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. And we have talked about that, but it's great to bring up. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't mean you can't slap someone. Most, a lot of times abuse isn't always something physically that was done. It's an emotional thing, so we can't always use that excuse that, why wasn't there more damage caused? But it's a rightful question to ask at the very least. Here's the judge raging against Amber Heard for lying and changing her testimony.
Well, see, Amber previously claimed that the first time Johnny got aggressive with her was in 2013. However, when she took the witness stand on May 16th, she testified that the first time Johnny used aggression against her was actually in early 2012.
Amber, when did the first
hi-bye, drive-by
by Mr. Depp occur? It would have been early 2012. And how did you determine this?
By reviewing my therapist's notes.
When did you earlier believe the first act of physical occurred?
Well, I had always believed up until recently that it had started later, that the started around early 2013, not early 2012.
And though Amber's lawyer, Elaine Redehoft, tried to rationalize why Amber changed her testimony, Johnny's lawyer, Camille Vasquez, was once again on top of her objection game.
No, you testified earlier that the first act of physical by Mr. Depp related to the Winona.
So Cynthia says, what does demonetized mean? And I'll tell you that in a second there. It really just means that YouTube will decide which content will or will not receive money. So all the Johnny Depp Amber Heard videos are getting demonetized, which means the video is running limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. Now, is this content not suitable for most advertisers? No. Normally, this content's perfectly fine, but as we see, they'll kind of do these things. It should be green, it's yellow, which means they're not paying YouTubers for what they're creating, which they've deemed is too controversial, the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp topic. We know when COVID broke out, this was the same thing too. You couldn't say COVID on YouTube or else you'd get demonetized. Like you couldn't even talk about things, which is a dangerous place to be. But that, to answer your question, is why, a lot of YouTube creators rely on super chats because, they're trying to encourage people to not talk about this, because they're demonetizing it. All right, so let's go back to this video.
Wino tattoo. Do you recall that testimony?
I do.
Okay. Does that change your testimony, realizing that this is earlier? Was this in fact still the first act?
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
What was the first act?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
Amber, however, insisted that she remembers the incident well, but she simply got the dates wrong. And if you're wondering, how can someone get the whole year wrong when talking about a supposedly traumatic and life-changing incident? Well, here's Amber's excuse.
I'm embarrassed to say I think I would have liked to have believed that the period of time in which I had to fall in love with Johnny, in which we fell in love and he was sober,
good music,
and he wasn't to me, lasted for a lot longer than it did. I think I would have liked to have believed that I wasn't hit so early in the relationship and still stayed. He was also sober for a period in 2012, which was a peaceful time for us, in which we fell in love. So I had kind of allowed myself, I guess, to forget that the beginning of that period, 2012, before he got sober, was really and chaotic as well.
Chaotic as well. Elizabeth says, someone wearing rings on every finger, both hands, it would warrant the same as a brass knuckle beating. That just didn't happen from what I have seen. You're absolutely right. Hey, by the way, shout out to Don T for subscribing. Thank you so much. I'm not crying. No, I'm not crying. I'm just, I got a lot of lights on me right now. That background music was pretty aggressive. Cody with a good question says, do you think the bruising can be brought up with reference to Botox injections, swollen lip, or lip infection? Yeah, I mean, that could be the case. When I've never had Botox or injections in my lips, or, I know people are wondering, is that a real hairline? That's 37-year-old hair right there, folks. Wears sunblock and all that. But, it could happen. I don't know if that would be the case. Usually there'd be a record if she did get Botox or something the day before, but I guess those records could be kept private. I'm not really sure. All right, let's go back to this club DJ music video.
Well.
Oh, Rachel donated £1.79. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Still can't call from Scotland. I'm sorry. I'll try to get that set up. If you want to send a voice note on Instagram, you can do that as well. That might be something you can do. If you want to send me a voice note on Instagram, it's Instagram at DNeals right there. At DNeals on Instagram. So you can send me a voice note. That might help. And also, just so you guys know, in about 45 minutes, I'm going to be going live on Patreon only, to do a Work with Dave session, which is a behind-the-scenes look as I edit a Hawaiian vlog video. Nothing to do with Johnny Depp. If you enjoy my company and you want to be a part of that, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. I pinned the link in the comment section. I'll be going live there with the Patreon, doing a private live stream. We do private live streams pretty much every day. We've already done 2 hours today, plus 2 hours of this. So we're going to wrap this up shortly. Go to a couple more of your voicemails. I'm going to take the voicemail number away. Let's go to Pennsylvania.
Hi, my name is Rachel from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I just want to say on a positive note that whether or not Johnny Depp wins this trial, to the jury or even to the judge, he definitely, he's already won because the entire country fucking hates Amber Heard. And everybody's on Johnny's side. And, with the defamation trial, it really hurt his reputation. But I think at this point, his reputation is restored. So just something, I guess, positive and uplifting. And bye.
Bye. Thank you for the hi, bye, drive-by. Now, look, restored to a degree. His reputation is better than it was 6 months ago, but it is not what it was several years ago. But maybe this is part of his story and he needs to redeem himself and get sobriety and all these things. Will that be the case? I'm not sure, but I think most people would root on the health and happiness of all that are involved, including Amber Heard. And that's a place where it's tough for people to come to if they see someone who they believe is lying through their teeth, to say, look, if she is lying through her teeth, if she does have these delusions or histrionic personality disorder or whatever it may be, that's still an illness that somebody has, that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's mom, that's somebody's sister. And you hope that she can get that help, and also that Johnny can get the help. What we've learned for sure with this whole thing is that it's an ugly situation, and there was definitely toxicity on all ends, and they're trying to kind of pick everyone off the pile here and see who's responsible for more of that toxicity, you know? Okay, so let's go. A couple more voicemails. I got rid of the voicemail line, so I'll just play these voicemails.
Hey, Dave, I promise this is the last voicemail. I just want to know, why would someone marry a man who was abusing them for 3 years?
Good question.
I don't understand that.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, good one. That was more of a bye. Pew. It's a good question. And, you know, I think we could all agree with this. Domestic violence isn't always cut and dry. Someone's pure evil, someone's pure good. It's messy. It's ugly. You might love somebody. You might be codependent. You might be financially beholden to them. You might see them on their best days and empathize with them, and you might still be a victim. So to say that why did she still marry the guy when X, Y, and Z happened? That's a tough question to ask, and because we all know that, it's always more murky than that. All right, 2 more voicemails. I think that's all we have left.
Hey, Dave, Power Recapper.
Hi.
This is Jerry from California. I've been listening to you for over a year.
Wow, thank you.
Northern California. I just want to say hi and bye. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Hi, bye. Thank you so much. The old hi, bye, drive by. So somebody had asked me, I don't know where it was. Lori said, where in the Chicago area will you be this weekend? It'll be next weekend, May 27th and 28th. I have a show at Lincoln Lodge at 7 p.m. It's a show that will be a storytelling show. And then at Zany's, it's a late show, but if you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to be probably doing like a meet and greet beforehand at Zany's, maybe like at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. in that area. It's in Old Town. It's one of the coolest comedy clubs. It's a tiny little venue. So yeah, it's going to be a late night show. I'm going to be there speaking at DePaul University at a class on Thursday. Okie dokie. So let's wrap this puppy up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate you.
This is Tammy again from Ohio. There's one big question. I don't understand why this hasn't been brought up about when the bottle took and damaged Johnny's finger, if that was intentional, because in 2012, Johnny did join the band, and it was called Hollywood Vampires.
Let's see. Bye. So let's look up Hollywood Vampires here and see if we can find anything with Johnny Depp. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to pull this aside. I got to just make sure it's not any licensed music. Hollywood Vampires live concert 2020. Oh, that's Jimmy Kimmel Live, so we can't play that one. I don't want to play videos that look too nice. Let's see if... This is 2019. You think Johnny Depp would do a makeup tutorial on TikTok? I've been trying to get the smoky eye look, but I can't blend it right, but it looks so good on him. But yeah, I mean, honestly, look at those rings, right? It's just not a good quality audio. The video is nice. The audio is not good quality. Got a girl on his guitar. Is that his wife? So there's Johnny. I mean, dude, the guy's at the age of a grandfather. He's still rocking out. I don't know who's that. Is that a Baywatch? Who is that? Show me Johnny again. All right, pan to the other guy. Is Johnny belting it now? Sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, that's Johnny Depp singing. Oh, this is at the Greek Theater. Let's just fast forward a little bit. I don't know if I don't want to get content struck for this. Yeah, so Johnny never wanted to be an actor. He always wanted to be a musician. X just subscribed. Thank you so much, XES. Is that sex backwards? All right, there it is. Let's see if we can find any other of the Hollywood vampires. Sweet Emotion. This is from 2018. Let's see if this is any better audio. Look at all the straps on his waist. How do you get through security at the airport? Look. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of chain wallets. If you ever want to steal Johnny Depp, just bring a fishing pole with a nice hook and just cast it in his direction. All right, we're gonna get out of here in a few minutes. Is he smoking a clove cigarette? Good music. What YouTube channel is this? But it'd be funny if you did a song about like being poor. You've been so rich. You don't know poor. Yeah, so Cynthia said to Erica, I saw on another channel that Jennifer Howell is going to testify that Whitney told her that Amber Heard cut off Johnny Depp's finger. Let me look for that right now. I'm going to look for that while we listen to this here. But let's do this. Jennifer Howell testimony. Jennifer Howell. All right, they're crushing. Johnny Depp's crushing right now. All right, so let's go to this article right here. We don't have the original source. All right, nothing like old men in makeup. Hey, everyone can live, right? All right, Amber Heard's sister said she cut off his finger while Heard and Johnny Depp were in Australia, Friends account says. So this is the information that was just commented on that we talked about earlier. A court-submitted declaration from a woman describing herself as the friend of Amber Heard's sister, Whitney Heard Enriquez, claims she has cut off his effing finger while Heard and then husband Johnny Depp were in Australia. This has all come to light amid a trial of dueling defamation lawsuits between Aquaman star and the Pirates of the Caribbean actor, who are now divorced. A statement submitted to the court by Jennifer Howell, who described herself as Enriquez's chosen sister, contained the revelation about something reportedly uttered by Enriquez. Howell was Enriquez's boss, and the two lived together for a period of time. So we talked about all that. Okay, let's end the live stream by discussing this, because we talked about this in videos the last 2 days. So let's just end this video talking about what we see here. Whitney Heard talked about the painting on orange that was painted by Amber Heard's ex, Tasha. Sorry, pronounced that wrong. Tasha? Tasia. She says Johnny Depp thought because it was hanging, it must have meant Amber Heard and TVR were back together. On Cross, Whitney Heard is asked by Johnny Depp's lawyers about her relationship with Jennifer Howell, a friend of hers. Howell disputes Whitney Heard's account. So here's the full document that will be discussed when it comes to, possibly Monday or Tuesday when the trial continues. When Amber got into legal trouble regarding smuggling the dogs into Australia, and again, this is a sworn affidavit, right? This was like entered into court. She asked me, this is Amber's sister Whitney's former boss, to write her a character reference about her charity work, and I did so. We had given, I can't see what that says there, an award. She volunteered with the charity and attended events for the charity. I knew nothing about her personal life behind closed door until I became close with Whitney. When Amber was in trouble with the Australian authorities, she asked me to write a character. Okay, so I don't know why that's repeated. Later, when Amber and Johnny were divorcing, $7 million of the proceeds was supposed to go to charity. I learned that none of it would be directed to the Art of Elysium, which Amber had been closely associated with for years. Okay, so this is what Amber's team's going to mention this in cross. Is there some sort of scorn? Again, I don't believe this, but this is a window of possibility. Is there some sort of scorn that Jennifer feels because she didn't receive part of the money? Now, whenever money's involved, things get crazy, right? So Amber was supposed to donate some of that money to Jennifer. I understood, but then she found out it was all going to go to the ACLU and LA Children's Hospital. I asked Amber's publicist why, and when she and Amber had been so eager to use our name in the press during the divorce, and when the funds would mean so much to a small organization like ours, would Amber direct all the money to these other two huge charities that she had not been associated with? Amber's publicist told me that they were more prominent charities with a more significant press reach and got international press. Then months later, a $250,000 donation came into our organization from an anonymous donor on behalf of Amber Heard. The funds did not come from Amber. I believe this donation came from Elon Musk. Years later, on July 24th, 2020, I received 2 subpoenas from Johnny's attorney after Whitney testified about sleeping on my floor following the stairs incident. The following day, I spoke with Johnny's attorney, Adam Waldman, for the first time. I told him the stories of my experiences with Whitney, Paige, and Amber Heard, and he asked me to give this declaration. I shared the names of the Art of Elysium staff who worked during the same time as Whitney, who also heard these things and more, and willingly gave access to my emails, text to confirm dates, and timelines of all stated. Okay. Oh, Rachel left me a super chat from Instagram. I'll get to that in a second, Rachel, here. Thank you so much. I told him the stories of my experiences, and I've got all the stamps to prove it. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States of America and Commonwealth of Virginia. So that's what we know there. I'm going to get to, you know what I'm going to do right now? Let's play the rest of... do we have a video going up? Oh, look at all the new subscribers. Thank you so much. Just unbelievable. Let's go to this last voicemail I received.
Hi, this is Zora again in New York. I've lost your screen. I don't know where you are. Don't know what happened. But I don't really know what to say. I don't know where your page went. It just took off on my phone. I was trying to watch it. I don't know.
I love your voice.
I've tried to find you. Is there a link you can let me know to go to again? It's very interesting. And, I heard another thing. There was a guy who is in the courtroom, and he said all the jurors are Asian. There's one from Polynesia, and they're men, and there's maybe one woman, I think. And I just really think that's crazy. I don't know why it's all Asian men.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Get it. But anyway, I really wanted to find your page, and I'm lost.
Well, we are here if you find us. As far as jurors go, what goes into a jury, you want someone believable, you want someone fair. Both sides have to usually approve of that, if I am correct. So I'm going to play the moments of Amber Heard's cross-examination where she was kind of slammed, and then I'm going to find this some other information.
Ask you to take a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 881A. This is one of the articles containing the counterclaim statements by Adam Waldman. Is that correct?
Thank you, Elizabeth.
I haven't seen the article yet.
Okay. Why don't we go to page 8 of this article?
All right, I'm just going to
Adam Waldman, Depp's lawyer, said afterwards, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. they have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as a sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Is that one of the statements that you allege are defamatory? It's defamatory?
That's correct.
Ms. Heard, you're not aware of any career opportunities that you lost as a result of Mr. Waldman's statements, are you?
Well, it's kind of hard to point to the jobs you're not offered,
Right.
to the gigs you don't get.
You were not replaced in Aquaman 2, were you?
They released me from my contract, and I fought to stay in it, and they kept me in it. I just don't know how much I'm in, actually, of the final cut.
And you testified yesterday that L'Oreal actually extended your contract in April of 2020. Is that correct?
In part, they extended it and held me.
And you testified yesterday that L'Oreal extended your contract again in November of 2021, correct?
Not exactly. They extended it because they couldn't use me or any of the materials for me.
And that extension was for 20 months, right?
That's correct.
This is from March 26, 2021, right?
That's what it looks like, yes.
And this is after he made the statements you claim are defamatory, right, Ms. Heard?
21, yes.
Ms. Heard, you tweeted at Adam Waldman, quote, "Yes, Mr. Waldman, I may be wearing makeup on this occasion, but on every occasion you will still be short." Did I read that right?
Yes.
We can put this down. Thank you.
All right, the epic
Ms. Heard,
cross-examination.
since your relationship with Mr. Depp ended, you have completed your level 3 sommelier training, haven't you?
I haven't completed it yet. I
You're
had to
on level
stop.
2?
No, I'm on level 3.
You also have had a baby, right?
I have.
And you enjoy being a mother?
More than anything.
You still love to cook?
I do.
And you love to hike?
I've taken a break on hiking for a minute.
You have friends, right?
I do have friends.
And you spend time with those friends?
Occasionally, when I can.
And you exercise regularly?
Every day.
You just filmed a movie in March of 2022, isn't that right?
Yes, the one I just shot in Guatemala that I spoke of earlier.
Yeah, why look
And
at
you
the
have you had a major role in a major film that's scheduled to be released soon. Is that correct?
Aquaman.
Aquaman 2?
As I said, I don't know if I will even be in the final cut.
No
or
one
how
ever-
much
no
I
one
will
ever
be.
knows.
It was difficult to stay in the movie.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 356?
I can't promise you that I'll be perfect. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I sometimes get so mad I lose it. I can promise you I'm gonna do everything to change. Promise you. I'm not gonna throw around divorce. I will not say divorce unless I leave you. Unless it's it. And then I hope you leave me. I'm not going to, and me too. I will leave you. It's fair. I can't do it, you know? And I think, honestly, if we hold each other accountable to that, it's fair.
Ms. Heard, that's you and Mr. Depp on that recording, correct?
That's correct.
And you told Mr. Depp, quote, "I can't promise you that I won't get physical," end quote. Correct?
That's correct. He was accusing me of instigating something in a situation I explained yesterday.
And you also told Mr. Depp that sometimes you get so mad you lose it, correct?
That's correct. I also explained the context of that fight yesterday.
Isn't that exactly what you told Ben King on your way back from Australia? That you get so mad you lose it?
Absolutely not. I know that that's what Ben King testified to, but I never had that conversation with Ben King.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing. That's exactly what I just told her. And I'm really sorry about hitting you with the door or hitting your head. I did not mean to, nor...
You don't need to hit me in the head with the door, but you meant to punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you.
Thanks, Rachel, for the super chat. You're so kind.
The door. I do remember. I did mean to hit you.
So that you didn't mean.
The door? No, God, no. I
But punching me in the jaw.
okay, I'm sorry.
You're smiling as that audio recording is being played in your deposition, aren't you, Ms. Heard?
Not smiling because of the audio. I'm smiling because of what's happening around me.
You even roll your eyes at one point, don't you?
I was sitting opposite a whole table full of lawyers who were snickering, laughing, and rolling their eyes at me while I was talking.
I actually feel bad for Amber if that's the case. That sounds horrifying, to be a part of. Hey, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you.
Is there something amusing about kicking a door into your husband's head?
No, I was rolling my eyes and commenting on what I was experiencing at that time.
All right, so what's happening right now?
Or something
You know,
amusing?
so I always relate this as like a stand-up comedian. When you're on stage, you want your jokes to get, as your set's about to reach the pinnacle, the end of the set, you want your best jokes with the most amount of tags. You want to kind of build this energy, and that's exactly what the cross-examinations do. The cross-examiner's doing. Johnny Depp's lawyer, Camille Vasquez, is she's trying to build this energy. You wanted this, you wanted that. This is the moment where she's trying to get her like up against the ropes and just tag her left and right.
To you about punching your husband in the jaw?
That is not what I was smiling about, and no, I do not think it's amusing.
Ms. Heard, you testified yesterday that when you left the courthouse after obtaining the domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, you walked out to, quote, a sea of paparazzi and cameras, right?
That's correct.
You testified that you were surprised to see the sea of cameras.
That's correct.
Because it was quiet when you went into the courthouse that morning.
And the divorce had remained under the radar up to that point.
You testified that no one knew about your divorce, so you thought it was going to stay that way, right?
No, I always figured it would come out. I just was trying to buy time.
You knew the media had been alerted that you were filing for divorce, right, Ms. Heard?
No, I just knew that it was impossible to do that privately, so you could just hope it was a matter of time.
You knew they were going to be there, didn't you?
No, I did not. I mean, I assume since it's a public building that there is that likelihood, or not likelihood, but possibility. But I was shocked.
If we could please play and display to the jury Plaintiff's Exhibit 1280.
Ms. Heard, did you send a text message to Jerry Judge on May 24, 2016, telling Jerry Judge, quote, "I'm desperately trying to reach Johnny. It's extremely important. Please tell him"?
I remember sending the text message that is in front of me right now to Jerry, and I remember sending this because I wanted to tell Johnny, or have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online that I had or was about to file, or I had already filed for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally. So I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell
All right, this is the big moment that's coming up.
him. Specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
Bingo.
You slipped up there, didn't you, Ms. Heard? You let it slip out that TMZ had been alerted to your filing of the domestic violence restraining order, didn't you?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
TMZ is the same outlet that you released the video of Mr. Depp attacking the kitchen cabinets the day before this deposition was taken, wasn't it?
I didn't do that. I don't
TMZ
know how
owns
to do
the
that.
copyright to that video now, doesn't it?
I have no idea what TMZ
Did they
owns.
pay you for that?
On the ropes.
I never got paid for it because I had nothing to do with that.
So TMZ was just lucky in getting the inside scoop to your divorce from Mr. Depp, huh?
Bingo.
I have no idea. It is not, that's not my area of expertise. I wouldn't even know how to do that. And also, what does that get me? If I wanted to leak things about Johnny, I could have done that in a much more successful way, in a bigger way, for years.
Not
and
when
years.
you were extorting him for $7 million.
I got a fraction of what I was entitled to in the state of California, by the way.
Right.
What extortion?
Tassa Van Reeves, your ex-wife, right?
That's right. She's my ex-partner.
She's the one that you told this jury Mr. Depp was jealous of, right?
Yeah, well, that was 2013 fights around March, yes.
You testified that he tried to burn one of her paintings, right?
That's correct.
You testified he tried to burn one of your favorite paintings that she did, right?
I don't know if it was one of
All
my
right,
favorites.
so that it goes back and forth, but obviously that was the big slam dunk moment for Johnny Depp's team, or at least what they were looking for. I had two people in the comments section. The comments are going by so quick. I have to get out of here and go to the private Patreon, but I had two people ask about my stand-up comedy. Like I said, I will be at I will be performing in Chicago next week. I'm not really worried about selling those tickets, but if you want to come out and laugh, sorry. So this was a set that I did on Tuesday night in Santa Barbara, recorded the thing. And if you want to check out this full set, I have it posted on the Patreon, which is the private membership community.
I got engaged at the beginning of the pandemic. That's what happened for me. Sorry, ladies.
So it's just a whole set there. I'm not going to play it for you now, but that's where I was at. Ton of fun, good show. And I'm going to get out of here, guys. I appreciate everyone who has been a part of this live stream. You guys made this what is by far the most successful live stream we've ever had. There's been, I think, over 40,000 people came and went throughout the live stream, and we had a total of, I think, 5,000 people at one time. So thank you so much for that. That is just incredible. I really appreciate you guys. Still at 1,500 people. I will be going live in 15 minutes at 5 p.m. on Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. You'll get a private link to that live stream, and we will be playing some music as we edit the Hawaii video. This will be way more calm. I'm going to have an edible. We're going to chill out. This is going to be way more calm than the Amber Heard Johnny Depp storyline. What I will be doing on Monday and Tuesday is a live stream as the day ends. So just like today, I'll be doing a live stream 5 p.m. East Coast, 2 p.m. Pacific on Monday and Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday, depending on if I have time. I'm flying to Chicago Wednesday night, and that'll be a general recap of how the day's going. We'll take your voicemails. We'll do all of that. So that's where we'll be. Shall we end this on some Johnny Depp music right here? So you guys have a good one. End this with some Johnny Depp. It sounds horrible. All right, folks. Have a good one. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone. Bye. I'll see you guys in the Patreon at 5 p.m. Pacific. Get your pizza ready. Pizza and editing. Oh, I wanted to thank people for all the Patreons we received. We had a Patreon from Phoenix and a Patreon from Raina. Thank you guys. I'm sorry, Venmos. Venmo from Raina, Venmo from Phoenix. Thank you guys so much for that. And also a new Patreon member, Jess. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you on the Patreon very shortly. Bye.